Hello, and we're back.
We're back.
It's been a while. We had some trouble there for a bit.
My fault.
Well, no, it wasn't your fault. It was the holidays. It was everyone was busy at the time. Don't worry
Mostly
about
my fault.
it. It wasn't your fault, okay? Stop blaming yourself.
Let me have this.
Okay. Well, looks like we're all ready to go. So we'll continue on.
I don't remember anything.
Okay, so let's I remember a bit, so I'll try to jog your memory a bit. There was the poet guy who was Japanese.
He had a weird way of talking.
Yeah, he would do the like the poses, and then he would say spell out words and stuff.
He was dramatic.
Very dramatic, very dramatic. And then there was we're defending him in court because
I don't even know if we're actually at the court stage yet. Like I don't know if we got to the point where
No.
Like the to be continued was, oh, we're at court now, or if we have more investigating to do.
I'm pretty sure the last part we were at was like, well, the trial's tomorrow, so we better get ready for whatever comes.
I thought that might be it, because everyone was just in that jail cell and just hanging out.
Yeah, everyone was in the jail cell, including Herlock, which it's interesting how we haven't actually seen Herlock and Iris interact yet.
No, we haven't. I want to see that.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting if and when that happens, which that's gotta happen sometime, right?
You think he's going to be the dad figure, but no. It's the other way around. Iris is going to be the adult.
Oh, definitely. Okay. Let's see here. Yep, we're in the courtroom.
It is the courtroom.
20th of February, 9:23 a.m. The Old Bailey, defendant's antechamber. Okay, let's see if I can remember the voices that I used.
Oh god, yeah, that as well.
Well, I never expected this.
No!
Who'd have thought we'd be back? That was weird. Hey, who'd have thought we'd be back here again so soon?
We are on a study tour of Great Britain with the intention of learning the country's legal practices. Oh god, I'm totally out of sync. Not sync, whack.
You'll get back in the swing of things.
I'll get back into the swing of things soon.
We'll all get back in there eventually. Hopefully.
Maybe. In order to In order to research the latest court procedures here, we need as much court experience as possible.
Well, yes, I suppose that's true, but for the person in the dock, it may well be his or her... Okay, hold on. For the person in the dock, it may well be his or her one and only time in court, and it could be life-changing.
Life-changing.
In which case, treating it as research may seem a little crass.
When you put it like that, you're quite right.
I mean, we can't treat this like a video game, Susato. What do you think this is? Wait, what's a video game?
True. They don't know what that is. Shh. Don't break the fourth wall.
Ohio!
Look. Ohio.
Ohio! Oh. Wow, I was right!
Ohio.
Yeah. Ohio! Ohio gozaimasu! Yeah. Sorry about that. To any Japanese people who might have listened in on this.
Yeah, no, I do it in appreciation. I
Please,
swear.
please understand. Ah, Mr. Natsume. Good morning.
Oh dear. Are you alright? Your eyes are terribly bloodshot.
The early bird catches the worm, as they say here in Britain. I don't quite know what that means. Do birds eat worms? Is that a thing that happens here?
They don't do that in Japan.
Sorry about that. Yes, I've heard the expression. But I really don't want to catch a worm. That sounds horrible. I so tried desperately not to wake up early, but I was so worried I couldn't catch a wink. Huh. Catch a wink is written in red text. That's going to be important, I assure you.
Oh no.
And now, I'm absolutely exhausted as a result. Do all literary people take things so... literally? I see what you did there.
He's just a fool. Thank you for putting your faith in us today, Mr. Natsume.
I wish I had 9 lives! My whole future hangs in the balance! I'm... too terrified to tremble!
Ah, yes, that's right. He's a Joestar.
Right, yeah. And he does kind of look like a... yeah, he does kind of look like a George Joestar, come to think of it.
He's got the face, he's got the poses.
Yeah. Really?
Big eyebrows.
Because I can feel tremors in the floor. You don't understand! My stand! It makes me do this! Your stand?
What? I can't see anything.
You have a stand? Whoa, holy shit. Yes. I can't think of its name right now because I don't know any good songs off the top of my head. I'm sorry.
The stand? You mean court stand? No, my stand. You're standing? It's constant, just misunderstandings.
Misunderstandings?
Oh no! No!
Help by the Beatles! Yes! My stand! Help! Oh
If
god.
that fit.
It would fit, yes. I can't do this! I can't take it! My stand help! It just makes me worried all the time! That's literally its only power! Oh, by the way, MF, you can hear Haley, right?
Oh, I hope so.
She just talked. You can hear her, right?
Please. MF is gone. For food.
Oh.
I mean, me.
I do.
Oh, thank God.
Okay, good. Yeah, he can hear her. That's good. That means that Twitch is picking her up as well. Which means that
Goodness.
the VOD should be safe.
Because I forgot to click record on my side.
Ha! Oh well. Let's keep going. Although Locktum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. I hear him. Esquire? Yes? I caught a glimpse of the public gallery as I walked by the courtroom. It looked like the opening night of the opera. There were so many people. I had no idea my case was such a notorious affair here in London. Oh, neither did I. Do you know why that might be, Miss Susato?
I'm sorry, Mr. Naruhodo, but I have no idea.
So that all-knowing look on your face is just coincidence then, is it? Yeah, why are you smiling?
She knows everything.
Susato, do you know everything? Do you know the plot?
Of course she does.
Is Kazuma really dead? Is he? Kazuma! Don't hide the truth from me! I know you can read minds! It's...
It's her stand.
Susato has a stand as well, yes. It's because of the Reaper, isn't it? Lord Van Zeeks. Is that right, Miss Susato?
I purchased as many different newspapers as I could find this morning. And yes, Lord Van Zeeks is on the front page of every one.
I knew it! Oh, that's you.
Oh, you right. Sometime after the prosecutor was dubbed the Reaper of the Bailey. He stopped appearing in court, it seems. It's been several years now. In fact, until the day before yesterday.
Yes, Inspector Gregson told us something similar, didn't he? The trial 2 days ago marked Lord Van Zeek's return to the courtroom after a very long hiatus.
Dracula.
I wonder what that has to do with anything.
He's being bribed.
Yeah, the trial of Magnus McGilded. Ugh, what a harrowing experience that was.
He dead. That's right, he's dead.
Yeah, he was in that carriage that caught on fire.
I believe that appearance made even greater waves here in the capital than today's.
But we wouldn't have realized, of course, having only just arrived in the country.
Why is the Reaper back in the Bailey? Why is the Reaper back in the Bailey so soon, and for what appears to be a mundane murder? That's the question the papers are asking, and they're all speculating various answers.
Mundane! Mundane! It's the most significant saga of the century to some of us! Sorry. Got a bit of a frog in my throat is all.
Oh no.
Van Zeeks heard that the food was really good in the courtroom, and he really wants to try some of the beef Wellington.
Oh, I don't like beef Wellington.
You don't like beef Wellington?
No, it's just too much beef.
Yeah, fair enough.
Too much pastry, to be fair.
Yeah, I've seen it, and I feel like I could only have like a slice of it, maybe.
Yeah, like, I'm not a massive fond of pastry. Like, well, what's the flaky kind of pastry called?
It's the same kind used in like baklava. I can't remember what it is. It's the puffed pastry. Is that it?
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that.
Phyllo dough, I think.
Yeah, it's something along those lines.
Yeah.
It's just... I'm a ratio girl. Oh dear, I meant no... English! Oh dear, I meant no offense, Mr. Natsume, but that is how the papers are describing it.
Well, lest we also forget the fact that it could spark an international incident. Obviously, the reappearance of this infamous prosecutor has caught people's attention. But there's another blatant similarity with the trial of 2 days ago.
Yes, I agree.
Welcome, student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. It's you! Me? Well, I suppose that's true. Both times, it is you who stands against this legendary prosecutor. It can only mean that you're friends with the Reaper! Hey man, don't fear the Reaper.
Yeah, become friends with him. Have
Yeah.
some tea.
Yeah, you know, don't fear the Reaper. It's his stand. Lord Van Zeek's stand. This is awful! His teeth.
He
Yeah.
would call it the Reaper.
No, Lord Van Seek's stand is don't fear the Reaper.
Oh, well, true.
That could be a JoJo stand already, I don't know.
Oh, it probably is.
Please, I don't rub shoulders with Deathbringers.
I'm afraid that there's really only one other explanation. He's got a crush on you. It can only be another example, Mr. Naruhodo, of your uncommon bad luck.
Yeah, him having a crush on me would definitely constitute as bad luck, I suppose.
He likes the sparkle in your eyes when you find the truth, Mr. Naruhodo.
The same sparkle Kazuma saw.
No one can replace Kazuma.
No one can replace... Okay. Thanks for that. Oh, this is just my luck. Why must I be represented by a man with such frail fortune? By the least lucky lawyer alive! Come forth! Help!
No need to be rude.
Well, let's not forget that it was you, Mr. Natsume, who asked me to represent you. Yes, it's true that I'm just a student new to London with little in the ways of experience or skills, or luck. My mentor died. Susato keeps tossing me to the ground every time I approach her.
Been accused of murder twice.
Yeah, it's, not looking that great for me, honestly. But I promise you this. I will fight at your corner until the bitter end, and I will believe in you, Mr. Natsume. Oh, benevolent Lockham student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
You're not alone here with us, Mr. Natsume. Whatever happens, we will always be on your side.
Oh, benevolent non-locum assistant Miss Mikotoba Esquires.
Such a mouthful.
I am in your debt forever. I shall never forget that. Mr. Natsume, counsel for the defense. Whoa, rude. I didn't even see what he said. I'm gonna look up the history.
Yeah, I missed the end of it.
I am in your debt forever. I shall never forget this great kindness for as long as I live.
Oh.
The court session is about to begin. Kindly make your way into the courtroom at once.
Thank you, bailiff.
All right then, Mr. Natsume. It's time. Let's go. Thanks for your help, Mr. Bailiff. Thanks for your help, Mr. Guard. Oi, what's all this then? Oi, what's all this then, indeed. Yes! Hi!
Yes.
This is it. My second appearance in a British courtroom. And my second trial against the Reaper. I hope you're watching over me, Kazuma.
My boy!
Ryunosuke! Your fly is undone!
Sometimes I still hear his voice.
Your fly
Stop telling
is
people I'm dead.
Stop telling people I'm dead, Ryunosuke! I'm not dead! I'm just in undercover! I'm like wearing a mustache in the audience right now. I have big Groucho Marx glasses.
What's the other meme where it's like sometimes I still hear their voices, it's them going gay, gay, homosexual?
I think it's like I think that was like a Yu-Gi-Oh thing, honestly. There was like Yugi and he was like, sometimes I still hear his voice. And it was the...
Is that going to be from like Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged?
I don't think it was from Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. I think it was just like an edit of the manga, actually. But I'm sure that Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged actually did a joke like that.
He probably did at one point.
Because this time, I won't let my faith waver. I'll believe in my client to the last. Believe that your fly is undone, Ryunosuke!
Zip it up, dude!
Zip it up! Just like you believed in me. Your fly is undone, believe in me!
I believe you're a dumb bitch who can't dress himself.
I believe I can do this now. I'm ready for this fight. I believe that you can zip up your fly!
Believe it!
Believe in you who believes in me. Yeah, he is just Kamina. He is just Kamina from Gurren Lagann. Oh. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. I now call upon the counsel for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. Yep, it is the King of Town. Thanks, MF. The prosecution is fully prepared, my lord. The defense is ready, my lord.
Coming to suck your blood.
The Nipponese are truly a fascinating breed. Sorry? What? Lord Strongheart has told me about you. He said your eyes were beautiful, and indeed they are.
This
Are-
purple.
Are you actually? Yes, I am. I'm here to tell you that your fly is undone. What?
Oh no!
Just hear way off in the distance, really like muted. I warned you.
Won't you listen to me?
And then a comically loud zipper noise.
That you are a student who arrived in London but 2 days ago, a mere amateur. Do you have a point?
Oh, he really is stalking him. He does like him.
Being a compatriot, you feel compelled to try to help the accused. I suppose typical Nipponese arrogance.
Forgive me, but I do not believe arrogance is appropriate description.
Susato-san.
After all, at our previous encounter, the defendant was found to be innocent.
Very true. And a most fascinating if dark trial it was, too. The tragic conclusion came later, of course. Here's to the acquitted and his unfortunate violent end. Dot dot dot!
Gasp!
Thank you, counsels! I see both sides are in fine fettle. Fettle. I do love me some fried fettle. I actually don't know what that is.
I kind of want to know what it would be.
That's not a word, yes. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, are you ready to carry out your duties here in a court as impartial members of the public?
Who we got? Wait a minute.
I think that's Bruce from the last trial.
Bruce?
You never
Is
know.
that you?
You never know when you might be down on your luck, but I prefer in fair play for everyone.
Yeah, what kind of voice will she have? Well, I must warn you, I'm rather more ruthless than I appear. I'm gonna give everyone the same voice.
Okay, let me think of a voice for this guy.
He looks familiar. Have we seen him already?
Is that other guy from the trial with Bruce, actually? That guy that you voiced? The Taylor guy?
No, was he? We ran into someone at the end of the previous... Like, at the very end. He said he knew... We ran into someone new.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll give this guy a voice. Hold on. Oh, well,
Yeah.
not me. What you see is what you get. I'm a peace-loving fellow.
Oh, what did I give her?
Yeah, it's the maid.
What did I... Well, the in quotations, the maid.
Yeah, she's the
wife of,
yeah, the wife of the guy there.
the dude with...
The moon hair. He had a moon...
Something
He had a
was
moon...
wrong with his face?
Yeah, well, he had his face slapped because she thought that he was cheating on her.
Yeah, that's right.
He had a moon
But
wedding
yeah,
ring, and she had a
moon
sun,
face.
and she had a sun wedding ring. Remember?
Yeah. Oh god, what voice did I give her? Alright. I'm afraid to say I think that's quite impossible. That moustache foreigner did the deed.
Come on, what are you waiting for? No doubt he did it anyway. Sorry, I didn't quite... Hold on, let me think. Ho, ho, ho! Sorry?
Santa!
I didn't quite catch that. Ho, ho, ho! Susato, I think one of the people on the jury might be Santa Claus.
Santa?
Oh, great. First, it's a leprechaun.
Saint Nick?
Great. First it's a leprechaun, then it's Dracula, now it's Santa Claus. What next? Tarzan?
Easter Bunny?
The
No,
Easter Bunny?
Bunny! Or
It's
maybe the Tooth Fairy?
The Tooth Fairy. Yes.
Rise of the Guardians?
Oh god. Why was the rabbit Australian in that? That doesn't make any sense. Rabbits aren't native to Australia.
I mean,
Bad.
Yeah.
That's bad. Bad.
The reason is because Hugh Jackman.
Yes, that's true.
That's the only reason you need.
Susato, I think one of the jurors might be Hugh Jackman.
Oh my god, I love Hugh Jackman.
Very well. Let us proceed. Your opening statement, if you please, Lord Van Zeeks. Very recently, Great Britain signed an alliance with a rising power in the Far East. The accused in the dock today is a student from that same land, a certain Mr. Soseki Natsume. And while our country has extended this foreign student to the warmest of welcomes, regrettably, the kindness has not been returned. In fact, the student is accused of a most sinister act. Of plunging a knife into the back of an innocent woman who was doing nothing but walking down the street. What is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets! But enough talk! Have at you! I'm gonna do that every time he throws the goblet.
Watch.
Because that's what Dracula did in Castlevania. That's the joke. Did you drink any of that? No, he didn't! He wasted perfectly good wine!
He could have been having some when we went looking.
He wasted perfectly good wine! That wine looks expensive too, man! What the hell?
It's not wine. Come on now.
Alright, of course, it's grape juice.
Oh, it's blood.
Oh, of course it's blood. He broke a perfectly good cup. That too! You broke a perfectly good cup! Now there's glass all over the floor there!
We'll have to see how many times he does it and count how much, like, glass will be at the end.
A knife crime? I tell you from bitter experience, those are the worst. Bloody oath they are!
Just look at that swallow complexion and short stature. He's one of those dreadful Japanese. Bitch?
Bitch, why are you so racist? Come on, let's get this over with. With me now, everyone. 1, 2, 3. Ho, 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 sorry. Didn't quite catch that. Pray, forgive the discourtesy of smashing my hollow chalice here in this grand chamber.
Oh, so he's a gentleman. He's apologizing.
Allow me to call the first witness to the stand. Very well. Bailiff, lead the inspector in, please.
Oh, it's Mr. Chippy.
Yeah, Mr. Chippy. Your name and occupation, please. Yes, sir. Tobias Gregson, Detective Inspector at Scotland Yard. Would you please summarize the events of the case for the court, Inspector? The victim is thought to be a young woman in her 20s, by the name of Olive Green. Olive Green, huh?
Oh.
How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet she has a friend named Olive Black?
Oh, God.
I'm just saying.
I live for the puns, but it's like, stop.
And their third friend, Olive Oil.
Ah!
Popeye, save me! Olive! I'll save you, Olive!
This is the first time we've seen her, isn't it?
Yeah, actually, this is.
Hopefully she'll appear later.
Yeah, hopefully. I hope she's not one of those... victims that you just kind of, like, get a portrait of and then you don't ever, like, see them do much.
Yeah.
I always hate that in these games. When you see a portrait of the victim...
she'll suddenly die.
Yeah. You get, like, one scene of them interacting, and then they just die off screen.
Yeah. That's just like...
Hmm.
It's like having Kazuma died off screen.
I beg your pardon, Inspector. Thought to be? Yes, having been stabbed in the back by her attacker's knife, the victim fell unconscious. That was 3 days ago now, and she's been comatose ever since. What? So they don't even know who she is for sure? Comatose. I see. But her life is not in danger? I could really go for some Kamados right now. Fortunately for the Eastern student, the charge will not be murder.
Attempted murder.
Pray, elaborate on the details, Inspector. Sir, if I could ask everyone to look at this street map?
A map. Does that mean we get to do map stuff?
Yeah, map stuff. As I mentioned, the incident took place 3 days ago, at around 5 in the afternoon. It happened on the pavement running along Briar Road, a wide thoroughfare and horse-drawn vehicles. It had not long since stopped snowing as the victim, Miss Green, was walking down the street. Out of the blue, she was approached from behind by the accused and stabbed in the back. Luckily, the young lady's life was spared, and she's currently being treated in one of the city's hospitals. But being unconscious as she is, we've been unable to take a statement from her, of course. This is the case file with everything we know about the victim so far.
You know what's going to happen later? It's going to be like an autopsy report. Like, she suddenly woke up. We have a statement now.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Inspector. The court will accept the documents as evidence, if you please. The case file has been entered into the court record. Just, no, we're not gonna give it. Well, okay then.
Can't do anything about that.
What of the weapon that was used? Sir, I have that here. It was removed from the victim's back.
Ooh.
Ouch, that big thing is starting to make me scared to walk down the street now.
With a heavy blade like that, almost anybody would have been able to stab the poor woman.
Even the scragged-looking Soseki-san, I suppose. A common or garden jackknife, I would say. Rather nondescript. Thank you, Inspector. The court accepts the blade as evidence. The jackknife had been entered into the court record.
Nondescript? I bet there's a secret.
Now then, what do we know of the motive? Money or valuables, I presume? From what we can tell by looking at the woman's possessions, it seems like she's a poor student herself. Hard to imagine she would have anything much worth pinching, my lord. I see. Well, in that case, are we looking at some deep-seated resentment toward the victim? Oh, I'm afraid I couldn't say. Apart from visiting the second-hand bookshop, the defendant's Miss Natsume doesn't appear to get out much. At this moment in time, we haven't been able to establish any sort of connection between him and the victim.
Yes!
Put your hand down, boy.
If theft and grievance has been ruled out as the motive, what reason could Mr. Natsume possibly have to have stabbed the... could have Blah! What reason could Mr. Natsume possibly have had for stabbing the young woman? Yet you arrested the man in spite of that, in a totally unjustified and heavy-handed way!
Objection!
Whoa, dude!
I didn't want that anymore.
Pray forgive the discourtesy of flinging a freshly uncorked bottle into the public gallery. Ah! My eye! My freaking eye! Ah! I'm covered in wine!
Poor people.
That wine was worth 5,000 pounds!
That wine will stain.
Ah! It's all over the carpet! My pants! I'm suing that prosecutor! Van Zieks just suddenly stops. His eyes widen. He looks around. Goodbye! He just runs out of the courtroom.
His cape, he's just holding his cape open like a weirdo. He's like, "Duh!"
Holds it over his face. Runs out of the courtroom. Everyone just kind of watches him leave, and then they're just like, well, not guilty, I suppose.
Your case closed.
Oh, God. But your words have soured its hollowed bouquet. For it is you, my learned friend, who is being heavy-handed here. What? My hands are not heavy!
Yeah, he can't slap a table.
Scotland Yard does not arrest people without good cause. That should be beyond question. Inspector Gregson, the prosecution calls for your formal testimony. Explain to the court precisely why the constabulary came to arrest the Nipponese student. Yes, sir. As I said, it was 5 o'clock in the afternoon when the incident occurred, and there was an unusually light fog. Visibility was reasonably good, and there was no one else about but the victim and the accused. Out of the blue, the victim was stabbed from behind and subsequently collapsed on the pavement. The accused ran off, scattering his belongings all over the floor. Those being a number of old books he just bought, he was on his way home from a bookshop, it seems. It was just a matter of working out who the books belonged to, and we found the bloke to arrest him. Old books, you say? Yes, my lord. I have a photograph here of the scene of the crime, taken immediately after the incident.
Just left her there with a knife in her back.
Ah, yes. I can clearly see the books to which you are referring. I will take that photographic print as evidence, please, Inspector. The crime scene photograph has been entered into the court record. Your Nipponese are a spineless breed, too cowardly to admit defeat. Jesus, dude, you don't gotta be so racist.
He's
Denying everything despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary. Are we sure he's English? He kind of sounds Romanian to me.
Oh, yeah, actually true. Yeah, he wouldn't be English.
Yeah, he's like German, Romanian something from the sounds of it.
Yeah.
Well,
Forgive me, Lord. I really just can't say his name fast.
It's okay, you can do it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, my lord. Forgive me, Lord Van Zieks, but the defendant is not denying everything, as you put it.
What are you doing, Mr. Sato? You go on!
What you're doing, Susato, shut up! Mr. Natsume has admitted to playing some part in the incident. Isn't that right, Mr. Naruhodo?
Well, now that you mention it, when we visited him in the prison yesterday, he did tell us what had all happened. As I was walking along that accursed pavement, I could make out the sole silhouette of another ahead of me. A woman wearing a green overcoat she was, and just as I went to overtake her, she suddenly let out a little scream and collapsed onto the cold, hard slab of stone at my feet. I was terrified. I had to get away from there. so I ran as fast as my legs could carry me back to my accursed lodgings. A green overcoat? Well, that's exactly what the woman in that print is wearing.
Slap of the cheek. Oh my! Photographic print in full colour. What will the world come up with next?
The defendant has done nothing more than admit he fled the scene of a terrifying incident. That does not mean that he's guilty of the heinous crime of stabbing the woman in the back. There was nobody else there at the time, just the two of them, the victim and the accused. In other words, there is nobody else who could possibly have stabbed the woman. In fact, the accused concedes. It seems this cross-examination could prove to be pivotal to the counsel. Proceed, please. Yes, my lord. Nothing for it. I have to use this cross-examination to turn the tables here. It's our only chance.
Aw, yeah, let's do this.
Alright, so first... Mr. Zuma's arrest. Alright, so first of all, I am going to examine the evidence.
True, let's have a look at it.
Local map. Examine. Doesn't look like we can actually do much.
Nah,
Okay.
we'll probably have to point at something later, because obviously it has a street on there for a reason, like 2 streets on there for a reason.
Yeah. Second-hand book receipt. Yeah, this is nothing. Case file. Details. Young woman rendered unconscious following a stab wound to the back. Olive green, female stout, build, early 20s. Pavement of Briar Road, east side. Raleigh Beat. Wait. Reporting officer Raleigh Beat? Oh, like... Hold on.
I don't know the pun. I'm
Yeah.
missing it.
I don't get it either. Hold on a minute. I'll look at the back of the receipt in a moment. Additional note. Oh, sorry. Additional notes. The victim remains unconscious. Her name was gleaned from her personal effects. Other details unknown. Personal effects? What? Apart from the single stab wound from the large knife, no other signs of injury were observed. The assailant was seen running away by the reporting officer and was successfully arrested the following day. Second-hand book receipt. There is no back of it, MF. Yeah, see? Picture of Monsieur Lecoq, a meal for Gabriel, Canterbury Yearnings.
Lecoq.
3 books. Huh. Yeah, 3 books. Yeah, there are 3 there, so... That does check out. Okay, well, let's look at the knife. Alright.
Whip it out.
Yeah, let's whip it out.
Why is it? What the? The tip is broken off.
Yes, it is.
Oh, look here, Mr. Naruhodo. Just at the tip.
Susato, oh! You're talking about the knife.
What were you thinking, Mr. Naruhodo?
Nothing.
Small piece of the blade appears to be missing.
You're right. Well spotted, Miss Susato.
I wonder what could have happened to it.
Yes. You don't think it could still be lodged in the victim, do you?
Oh dear, I do hope not. That sounds terribly painful.
I mean, if only we had some kind of metal detection device that we could then put up to her back to see if it was still there. You know, like, imagine somebody had like a bullet lodged in their shoulder, and then they used a similar device to prove that, like, years and years later.
Oh my god, imagine.
You get the reference there, right?
I do.
Good,
Of course I do. This is Ace Attorney we're speaking of.
good. And... Okay, so
Gosh.
that's...
Should have made a joke of like just totally different character.
Yeah. Yes, just like, what was the name of Apollo's mentor guy? The villain from the 4th game?
Christoph
Christoph.
Gavin.
Christoph Gavin, right. Kazuma. This is still his
Kazuma.
band. I forget that sometimes. These are the scales of justice. Alright, we've already seen this.
Yeah.
They all are treated equally in the eyes of the law. And they're a warning to those who enter the courtroom without impartial mind. But if they're a mark of the defense, it would be more auspicious if they were weighing more heavily on the not guilty side, I think. Very impartially, I'm sure. Yeah, of course. Okay, so let's see here.
Let's just press a bunch of stuff.
Alright.
Hold it!
A light fog, you say? Well, light for London. You can see the opposite side of the street, for one. For once, not much farther, though. That's light, is it? Yeah, our place is just full of pollution. Like, absolutely full of it.
Yeah, it is.
Around these parts, yes. Not something I'd expect a Japanese fella like yourself to know, of course. I've read that London is famous for its fog. But in my country, people usually imagine that gives the city a rather beautiful appearance. How quaint. You talk about your cities as though they have fog. It would not cause any problems for you. Well, there is this one town that has yellow fog, and it kinda causes some problems. See, you got what I was talking about there. Because you've been playing Persona 4.
Yeah, that's a bad fog.
Why use a metal detection device when you can have Missile the police dog? That's true!
Yes, oh!
What if we're gonna meet Missile's ancestor in this game?
Puppy.
We could meet Missile's ancestor. He'd be called, Projectile. Maybe.
Projectile missile.
Projectile the dog. Bork.
Aw, puppy.
Woof. Okay, if we see a dog.
Puppy.
Okay, if we see a
Yeah,
dog.
we see a dog with just dog noises.
Good. Yes, well, it's not something us Londoners tend to romanticize, as I expect you can appreciate. I see. At this time of year, the fog causes a large number of accidents, especially when it's heavy. Sometimes you can't even see your own hand at the end of your arm. Indeed. The other day, I was very nearly trampled by horses before I could see the carriage they were pulling. Ugh, Susanna and I should definitely remember to stop, look, and listen.
Dog emoji.
Dog emoji! However, on the day that concerns us, the fog was somewhat lighter than usual. In fact, no doubt lamented by the accused. Hmm? There's no one else about the victim and the accused. The blue, the victim was stabbed from behind and subsequently collapsed on the pavement. Okay, let's just press this.
Hold it!
How are you able to state that with any certainty? Quite simply, my learned friend, because that is what the witness to this crime has told us. Ah, yes, Inspector Gregson mentioned the witnesses yesterday, didn't he?
That's right. One of them is a policeman, I believe, from Scotland Yard.
A policeman, huh? That is correct, ma'am. Then we must hear their testimony! The prosecution will, of course, call them to the stand, should it be necessary. But wait a minute! At 5 o'clock in the afternoon in the middle of the winter, it would have been dark already.
True.
No matter how light the fog might have been, no one could have seen. I'm unaware of the situation on your tiny island in the east. But here in the capital city of Great Britain, all main roads are illuminated in the night by gas street lights.
Yeah, but it's still really dark.
Ah! You are imagining things, Mr. Ryunosuke. Are you gaslighting me?
Oh no.
I am a gaslight gatekeep girl boss, Mr. Naruhodo.
No, he's too powerful.
The prosecution believes there would have been ample light by which to witness the crime. Quite! Here in London, for the first time in history, mankind has completely conquered the darkness. Completely conquered the, oh no! It's coming forth from within again! He just starts leaking black ooze from his eyes. That's bad. Which means we really need to hear those witness statements. But if I could just get through the fog of this cross-examination, maybe we'll be able to. It seems the counsel for the defense is taking stock. Continue with your testimony, Inspector. Now, the blue is victim stabbed from behind and subsequently clapped to the pavement.
Hold it!
From behind, you say? That's right. That's right, as you can see from this print. Yes, quite so, Inspector. The handle of the weapon is clearly protruding from the victim's back. And you say this poor woman, Miss Green, remains in a critical condition? Comatose, no less? I'm afraid so, my lord, yes. She's been treated at Bart's.
Bart!
Bart?
Bart!
I was hopeful that she'd come round before the trial started so I could take a statement when it wasn't to be. Yes, that is indeed a pity. It would have been most illuminating to hear the victim's own account of events. It's almost like she's gonna wake up at a suitably dramatic moment to say something that's going to turn this whole situation around.
Oh, definitely.
I'm just imagining now that Olive is gonna wake up and be like, oh no, it wasn't that Japanese man who stabbed me, it was that one. So she points to Ryunosuke, and he's just like, what? Are you kidding me? Again?
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets accused of murder again in this game at some point.
By the way, I don't actually know how they have colored photos. That's weird.
Yeah, they shouldn't actually have color photos yet. They got a Sharpie and they colored it in.
Exactly. Luck is on your client's side, it seems. Huh? Oh. On the contrary, my client has been exceedingly unlucky. Your force of tone is seriously undermined by those disturbingly wide eyes, I'm afraid. The accused ran off, scattering his belongings all over the floor.
Hold it!
Mr. Natsume's belongings? I think you'll find it's all there in the photographic print of the crime scene.
Books.
Books. Yes, the 3 books on the floor. That's right, my lord. Second-hand books they were. Irreparably damaged after failing to the snow, of course. The accused could easily have carried all 3 books in one hand. Okay, I need to get the name of these books, because if we do, then we can present the receipt as a contradiction.
Ooh.
Which means his other hand would have been free to wield a knife, for one example.
He's very clever, isn't he?
What do you mean?
He's made it extremely hard for you to assert that Mr. Natsume had his hands full with these books. He's managed to close the one avenue of escape we might have had before we even knew it was there.
You mean to say the defendant was holding his belongings as he thrust the knife into the woman's back?
With his dick.
That must be what happened, my lord, yes. There's been a number of old books he just bought. Who's on his way home from a bookshop. Okay, let's press this.
Yes.
The defendant apparently visits the secondhand bookshop on a daily basis. Yes, so I understand. A shop full of old English literature. I commend the accused on the lofty subject matter of his scholarly attention. The bloke's room was stacked floor to ceiling with those musty old books. Can you tell us more about the bookshop in question, please, Inspector? No, ask about the books! Ask about the books! Well, if I must, I'll have to ask you to look at the street map again, I'm afraid.
The map.
I'm the map, I'm the map, I'm the map,
Bourbon.
The closest second-hand bookshop to the accused lodgings is the place here, Bourbon Books.
Oh, I could go for a bourbon, like biscuit.
A little place on the corner of Briar Road and Mersham Street. As it happens, the accused is currently living in lodgings on the side of the Briar Road at the opposite end. Which means it doesn't take a genius to work out the route he would have taken home. Something like this. Okay, how
I
much...
find that very suspicious. Why would he be on that side of the road? Why wouldn't he cross earlier?
That's a bit suspicious, yeah. And also, I'm totally gonna bet, so this is just my assessment here, but I'm totally betting that we're going to learn that he actually went along Calabash Road, and that she actually got stabbed there.
Mm.
Or something like that, that's my guess.
Yeah, something like major. It's gonna be like a big twist.
Yes, I concur with your conclusion, Inspector. The defendant would certainly have passed the scene of the crime on his way home from that particular shop.
Mr. Naruhodo, I think what the inspector just told us could turn out to be of vital importance.
Yes, I agree. The most important point of that inspector just made being the bookshop's location, the bookshop's name, the bookshop's stock.
I'd say the
Probably the
location.
Yeah, let's try that. The crucial detail on what you've just told the court, Inspector, is the location of the bookshop. I couldn't agree more. So, where is it exactly? Eh? Are you winding me up, Sunshine? I just explained that. You had the map and everything, used the red bloomin' ink, and drew the bloke's route home in front of you. And I distinctly remember seeing you nod along, Counsel. Oh, yes, of course. I must have been so nervous I didn't take it in. The blunder of the day goes to you, my learned friend. No, not yet. The trial's only just begun, after all.
Were we wrong?
I guess we were wrong, yeah.
Mr. Naruhodo, we were wrong! I would strongly advise you look carefully. Wait, okay, hang on. Let's look at those receipts for a quick second.
Yeah. Mr. Natsume.
Your books! It's a different bookshop!
Aha! Yes! Yes! We did it!
Wahaha.
Alright. We have
Let's try that again.
Hold it!
Yeah, that one.
Okay, skipping along. So the entire map spiel was just a misdirect.
Yeah.
Urban books, but it was your books.
Oh, I want bourbon biscuits now. Oh my god, I want everything.
What, is that like a cookie but with bourbon inside of it?
No, it doesn't even have bourbon in it. It's just like a chocolate biscuit
Oh.
with cream in the center.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
Yeah, it's just the brand that's called bourbon. Bourbon.
So it's like an Oreo then, or?
Kind of like an Oreo, but like rectangle.
Oh, okay. The bookshop's name. Inspector Gregson, may I ask you a favor? What? Would you kindly add the name of the bookshop to your formal testimony, please? I believe it may be of vital importance.
Please add it so I can prove you wrong.
Maybe. Oh, well, yes! It could be very important. It could be a very important clue.
His pose that was like Phoenix.
Very well. Not that I can see it being of any great significance. No great significance whatsoever. But please revise your testimony accordingly, Inspector. Yes, sir, my lord. Whatever you say. Could they be any more sardonic?
Alrighty, you present that receipt. We know what the answer is.
Present.
What I am?
Yep.
Objection!
Oh, yeah.
If I could just stop you there, Inspector Gregson. What is it, Sunshine? I'm a busy man, you know. This is a receipt that we found in Mr. Natsume's room. It was issued on the day of the incident and details the purchase of 3 second-hand books. And you found that in the accused room, did you? Yes, but the point is not where the receipt was found, but the name of the shop printed on it. Go on. The receipt was issued from a bookshop called Your Books. Your Books? I presume? Y-O-R-E.
Your.
Oh, I get it. The joke is going to be something like, I thought they meant your books.
Your books.
As in Y-O-U-R-E. Or
Just a whole
Y-O-U-R.
bunch of misunderstandings.
Yes, my lord. So Mr. Natsume did indeed purchase a number of books at a second-hand bookshop that day. However, the bookshop in question was not Bourbon Books. Eh? What? Inspector, do you know of this other bookshop? Yes, sir. Your Books is another second-hand bookshop not far from Bourbon Books. It's just that, well, it's such a small place, I didn't think the accused would have known about it.
Objection!
But in fact, it is the bookshop which the defendant visited on the day in question. And this receipt proves it.
Objection!
Yes, for what difference it makes. Wherever the man purchases his musty tomes, it makes no difference in the final analysis.
Objection!
I disagree! I mean, after all,
I have... Goodness. I have the street map here, if that might be of help.
you did a good job, Miss Susato.
Thank you, my lord.
Oh, yes, thank you. Have a look at this, please. If the defendant had been returning from Bourbon Books, then yes, he would almost certainly have passed the place where Mr. Green was attacked. However, if we take into account the fact that he was actually at another bookshop, Your Books, it may very well turn out that he wouldn't have passed that location at all. Could that be true?
My, it rather depends on where this other bookshop is, but I do declare it may be a possibility.
Is that right, Mr. Loyser? What you just said? Absolutely! It absolutely could be right. Inspector Gregson, where is this Your Books establishment? Well, obviously we looked into that. It turns out that Your Books is just here on the next corner of the Mercham Street going east. So, okay. He totally could have gone down Calabash Road.
He could have.
Yeah. And there you have it, as you can clearly see now. Oh.
Where did he get that from?
My learned Nipponese friend is obviously in training to be a clown, the way he regales us with such witticisms.
He says hard words.
To your future career in the circus. This image will become a meme on Twitter. Ah, ah, ah.
Oh no. You put that glass down now, or I'll put it down for you.
I, didn't think I need to spell it out, but here we go. If the accused is coming home from Your Books instead of Bourbon Books, there's no doubt Silly would have passed the place where the victim was stabbed. Yes, thank you, Inspector. Allow me to reiterate from my learned, if somewhat slow Nipponese friend.
Oh,
Wherever
so
the
strong.
man purchased his musty tomes, it makes no difference in the final analysis. Also, I think I just cut my hand. Ow. It hurts.
Bleeding.
I'm bleeding. Ow! Someone get me a band-aid, please. Ah!
Get up, boy. As I suspected, you can't fool me, and I don't suggest you try.
What'd I say, eh? I've had enough of this now. Ho, ho, ho! Beg your pardon? Terribly sorry, but would you mind repeating that?
Mr. Naruhodo, we mustn't give up.
What do you mean?
What the hell do you think I mean? I said we can't give up. Jesus Christ, listen. If the prosecution's assertion is correct, the members of the jury may very well decide that Mr. Natsume is guilty.
Ah, she's absolutely right.
We must consider the assertion just put... Went too fast for my own brain. We must consider the assertion just put forward by the prosecution very, very carefully.
They claim Soseki-san must have passed the location of the incident on his way home from your books, but...
Well, you gotta raise an objection.
Hold on, I'm gonna save just to be on the safe side. Just to be safe, okay?
We gotta prove it. We gotta prove something.
Yeah. The assertion just made by the prosecution is fundamentally flawed. Bleh. Flawed!
Dude.
Explain yourself, counsel. Yes, my lord. You can see what I mean on this map. When returning from your books to his lodgings, Mr. Natsume could have followed the route suggested by the prosecution. However, that isn't the only conceivable route between the two places. The defendant used these streets. Look what happens. He arrives back at his lodgings without passing the location where the victim was attacked.
Objection!
Talking back to a clown is a fool's errand, of course. However, I feel compelled to point out that that route is what is commonly referred to as the long way round. Ah,
Yeah, be smart.
on a cold winter's night, why would any man choose to take a longer route home? Well, the answer is extremely simple. He wouldn't, in other words. The accused took the obvious route back to his lodgings as the obvious perpetrator of this crime. Yes, I've got it! Obviously, we must ask the man himself. Ask Mr. Natsume which route he took home.
Oh, don't do that.
I've already informed the court of the accused's response to such questioning. He claims he has no recollection. That's right. As I said, the bloke seemed to spend his time outside wandering aimlessly from A to B. That day was no exception. He says he doesn't remember where he was or which route he took home. I don't believe this!
I mean, it's better than him going, oh yeah, actually, I did take the first route.
Yeah. Well, thank you, my learned friend. Okay. I still don't know why they haven't asked which books are actually on the ground here in this picture. Because we can't read any of them, or...
No.
Yeah, no. We can't. That's just frustrating is all.
It is.
Pray, what say you insightful jurors? But even if that is the case, the defense still hold it.
Who said that?
It was the jury.
Oh.
I agree with Lord Van Zeeks. Wholeheartedly and in every way. What? I don't believe it. Does this mean we members of the jury are completely convinced now? Very well. In that case, I hereby call upon all members of the jury to present your findings to the court.
Guilty! Guilty.
Uh-oh.
Guilty.
Oh no.
Guilty. Guilty.
Oh.
Guilty.
Did they have voices in the last case?
I don't think so. That's weird. It would appear the jury's leaning is unanimous. To the insightful members of the jury, I applaud your brave resolve. You serve Queen and country admirably.
Mr. Naruhodo.
No, not yet. This isn't over yet. I still have one last chance to sway the opinion of the jury. I have to tip the balance of those scales the other way. I have to turn this around. Somehow. Those are the eyes of Quarry, not yet willing to give up and die. So I presume you intend to wield your rights again in this trial? Rights of the defense written into antiquated British law that should have been buried long ago. Call it antiquated if you will, but it's the defense prerogative to carry out a summonation examination of it if it so chooses. Very well, counsel. In accordance with the letter of the law, we shall proceed with a summation examination. Are the members of the jury ready, Mr. Foreman? Yeah, of course we're ready. I'm all too familiar with that Nipponese whippersnapper and his own Onka's refusal to throw in his ally.
Uncas?
Very well then. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have determined the defendant to be guilty.
Alright, bring it on then, mate.
The juror's contentions. Pity's sake, that little Nipponese already admitted it himself, didn't he?
He said that a woman in green collapsed before his eyes. Why, it can only have been the victim.
The man wouldn't have gone around in the house on his way back from the bookshop, not in the winter.
So the poor woman across... oh god, now I need to cough. So the poor woman was attacked from behind, was she? How dreadful.
I really don't care. Can we just wrap this up now? I've got work to be doing.
Well, that doesn't give us much information.
Ho, ho, ho. Your books, yes. Nice shot. Well, that's just my King of Town voice. Hold on. Ho, ho, ho. Your books, yes. Nice shop, that. But Bourbon books? No, not worth a visit. With only minor exceptions, the reasons of finding the defendant guilty are all too clear. When the stabbing occurred, the only two people at the scene were the victim and the accused. And the accused himself has admitted to seeing the victim in her green overcoat sink to the ground before his eyes. Furthermore, we have heard from the inspector that the defendant then fled the scene. I must say, I would have ample grounds to convince this man to convict this man already. Blah.
Oh dear. Even the judge appears convinced of Mr. Natsume's guilt now.
Why do you have to run away like that? And how are we supposed to believe in some phantom attacker that nobody could see? This is impossible! How can I possibly make a case for the defense?
Mr. Naruhodo, this is no time for grumbling.
You're right. This is time for action! I challenge...
Shush together, boy.
I challenge the prosecution to a duel! Draw out your deck, Van Zeeks!
Fucking
This-
throws the wine bottle at him.
Ah! Wine in my eye! Wine in my eye!
Expensive wine!
If we want to force the trial to continue,
Yes, I know. I have to turn the tide. I just make the jurors change their mind. Well, 4 of them at least.
exactly. I was looking at that and now I was thinking to myself, that's a line. We have no choice but to forge forward.
You have the floor, counsel. Begin your summation examination. Yes, my lord. Ow. I don't know why I keep doing that. I just need to keep this trial going somehow. Whatever it takes. Come on, Ryunosuke. You can do it.
You can do it, Ryunosuke. You can do it, baby boy.
Oh, look at him standing there. Oh, he's a big boy now.
Okay, so we didn't get any information from
That one dude. So we got to get information from him, at least. Yeah, him.
This guy, you want to press him?
Yeah, because like he's not telling us anything.
Okay.
So he's got to be like, if we follow game logic, he's got something.
A man's life is on the line here, sir. This will take as long as it takes. Don't get clever with me now, son. My life's on the line too, and so is my family's. Ah. The lots of you wouldn't understand. A laborer like me can't afford to take time off. If I don't work, I don't eat. Neither does the wife and kids. Oh, I see. That must be very hard. I go to the union every morning to find out what needs doing. If you're late and the work's taken, it's tough. This time of year, there's water and gas supply pipes bursting left and right and center. They're after cheap labor to get the roads dug up to fix it. It's a hard slog from dawn till dusk, it is. So, you were out digging up the roads on the day of the incident as well, were you? That's right. In fact, if I remember rightly, it's just round the corner from where it all happened. By that old bookshop it was. Yep, I just broke a gas line there, turned off all the lamps, thus making it pitch black down there. Oh, wait a shit. I just revealed something, didn't I? That's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen. What? Another coincidence? That's right. Merchantsham Street it was.
Oh.
Mersham Street?
On the map, Mr.
It's okay,
On the map,
Susato.
Mr. Naruhodo, there are only 3 named streets.
You can do this. Juror number 5, I need you to add that information to your formal statement, please. What's the point in that? Can't we just get this business over with now? Please, sir. It's important. Fine, I'll do it then.
Okay, so he was digging up the street. Does that
Hold on a
mean
second.
people could have gone down that street?
Hold on a second. If he was digging up the street, then yeah, it's possible.
You'd have to go the long way around.
Wait, hold on a second. I'm gonna save now because I forget what the exact mechanics of this thing are.
I think you have to pit 2 people together. So 2 things that are contradicting.
Right, yeah. Hold on.
So someone who contradicts him.
The man would have gone around the house on his way back from the bookshop, not in the winter.
But he would have if.
Okay, I'm gonna press him just to see if he has anything more to say, alright?
Yes.
But you can't deny that there are other routes Mr. Hatsumi could have taken back from your books. Oh, yes, like you drew on the map, you mean? Was it Calabash Road or something? Precisely.
Oh, look at his posh little pose.
But it seems to me that what counts is whether the little Japanese fellow actually went that way or not. Well, yes, that's true. And at the moment, there's no proof that shows he did there. Is there? Well, yes, that's true as well. And as I understand it, the accused himself doesn't remember which way he went, does he? Well, yes, that's annoyingly true. Wednesday nights are dark and cold, so the way I see it, you want to get home as quickly as possible. Well, yes, why is all this all true? So really, the only thing that makes sense is that he went home along Briar Road. Ugh, it's supposed to be convincing you here. I've given it a lot of thought, you know. I didn't just make up my mind on a whim like he did. I mean, if there was some logical reason why he might have gone to Calabash Road, it'd be different. I'd be happy to reconsider my position in that case. Honest, I would. A reason why Soseki-san might have taken the longer way home.
Funny you should say that. Yes, a good reason. I don't imagine you'll be able to sway this young man's opinion without one.
Good thing I have one! Okay,
So we want to pit him against
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
Objection.
Yeah.
Those two statements are clearly at odds with one another. At odds, Council? Explain yourself. Please, don't point. It wasn't me, I swear. What? I just want to get this done and dusted. Oh, that's hard on my voice.
Oh no.
Well, juror number 3? Oh, Misa? What do you mean? Juror number 5's words just now are extremely significant. Let's take a moment to consider the implication of what's being said on our map of the local area. Ugh. On the day in question, Mr. Natsume visited this bookshop to purchase a number of second-hand books. And on the same day, we know that there were works being carried out on Merchant Street, making it impassable, which means the defendant's route home could not have taken him along Merchant Street and down Briar Road. Oh yes, of course. What do you think, sir? Well, yes, you can't argue with that, really, can you? You must have had a good 2 yards or more of the pavement up. Every gentleman and gentlewoman that came along had to turn back and go the other way. So the only conclusion is this. The defendant must have taken the longer route back to his lodgings. Yes, I suppose he must have. Well, I suppose that must be right, eh? Juror number 3, you said the following. The man wouldn't have gone around the houses on his way back from the bookshop, but we see now that he had no choice. Yes! My lord, my judge, sir, if I may. Yes? I don't think in all good conscience that I can say the man's guilty now. Yes, I'd like to see this trial continue so we can get the bottom of what really happened.
Man, I wish it was that easy to change people's mind.
Yeah, I wish. What about you, sir? Who, me? Well, alright then. If there's a hole in the prosecution's argument, it should be filled in, that's what I say.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well done, Mr. Naruhodo. That was wonderful.
Well, we've managed to change a couple of minds at least. It strengthened our position somewhat.
Yes, and it will prompt the other members of the jury to reconsider their stance as well. They'll be asking themselves if their current leanings are really right or not. Now, if we could just identify one more clue or discrepancy that would make them stop doubting Mr. Natsume, we might be able to tip the balance completely.
Yes, that's exactly what we've got to do. Van Zieks is looking to bring this trial to an early conclusion. That's what we have to prevent, by whatever means we have at our disposal. Thank you, Counsel. On with the summation examination, please. Yes, my lord. Okay, so we got 1. Okay. So let's... Okay, I'm gonna ask this old guy, okay?
Yeah, because he doesn't have much information, so he's got to have something.
Oh, sorry? Fold it, you say? Fold what? No, what I said was hold it. What I wanted to ask was, do you visit your books often? I have plenty of books. Why do you ask? I like the old books they have in there, yes. I enjoy reading them over a nice cup of old tea. Oh, sorry.
You might need some tea. Oh my.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna take a bit of a drink, okay? Just 1 second.
Yee, go for it. Thirst. Quench the thirst. Oh, blah, 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 blah.
Ah, quench the thirst. Thirst is quenched.
Quenchable.
That's my daily routine, you see. Same thing every day, including the day you're talking about. And at what time did you visit your books on the day in question? Well, I was picking out books in there all afternoon, and it would have been just before 5 that I left. That's my daily routine, you see. Same thing every day, including the day you're talking about. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute.
Sir, you
5,
said that already.
4:45 p.m.
Ho ho ho.
He's wearing a
there.
green. He's wearing a green jacket.
Oh,
If-
you're right.
If he fell over, then that's what he could have seen.
You could have seen the old man.
Just before 5, you say, exactly when the victim was attacked. Are you sure about the time? Oh yes, no mistake there. I remember it well. I'm not about to forget that day in a hurry, not after the dreadful time I had.
Oh,
What do you
no.
mean? Well, I was walking down Calabash Road when I slipped on the ice and donked my head. So you
Aw.
fell down while wearing a green shirt, huh? It's always worse after the snow stopped falling. That's when it's most slippery. Knocked myself clean out, I did. I really thought my number was up. Wait a minute, let me get this straight. This happened on Calabash Road. That's right, I live in Corbin Pipe, you see. Heading down Calabash Road is the quickest way for me to get back from your books. Van Zeeks is just going, oh my god, I can already
He's
see
like,
what he's...
"Ah."
Oh, shit. Juror number 6, I must insist that you add that information to your formal statement. It may very well be extremely significant. Sorry? Extremely sick? No, I'm quite alright now.
You've changed 2 of the jurors' minds, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes, just 2 more to go.
Deliver the finishing blow now. It's time to turn the tables here.
wait.
How the tables have turned.
I wish I knew how to do a Susato takedown. I suppose words will have to suffice for now.
So who was it that was talking about a green coat before?
Yeah, let's take a look here. Is that the woman green clouds before his eyes?
Ah,
Ah.
green.
Aha!
Pew pew.
Those statements are clearly showing a flaw in the juror's reasoning. A flaw? What are you talking about, counsel? Well, juror number 2, juror number 6.
My, whatever do you mean, sir? I think perhaps the old man didn't hear you.
Unbelievable. It's not like I was loud. It's not like I was loud or anything. There's at least one fact of which we can be sure here. The bookshop receipt found in the defendant's room clearly indicates that on the day of the attack, he had been to your books and purchased a number of secondhand titles. He then returned home on foot.
But the man says he has no recollection of his return journey.
That's correct. But what he does remember is seeing someone appear in front of him on the way. Someone in a green overcoat who suddenly collapsed on the pavement before his eyes.
Yes, we are well aware of this. You poor young woman was stabbed, obviously.
Objection.
Can we really be sure of that, madame?
My, whatever do you mean?
I mean, I'm sure you just heard juror number 6 accounts of what happened to him that day. That same afternoon, there was somebody else apart from the victim. Van Zeeks is just like, we assigned jurors at random. How did we get these 2 guys here? How
How
did
does
this
that always
happen? My god, this boy has the worst luck yet the best luck in the world. Who was wearing a green overcoat and who fell on the icy streets in the neighborhood.
Oh my!
My goodness, you mean... That's right. I'm referring, of course, to the hard of hearing juror number 6.
Are you really suggesting? The person in the green overcoat whom the defendant saw collapse in front of his eyes? Was the jolly old gentleman on the end of the bench here with me today?
That's entirely possible, yes. After all, the old man had somewhat similar build to the victim. Well, look at that!
Why, goodness me!
Sorry, you need a pee? God. god.
Huh.
And crucially, we know precisely where the old man in the green overcoat fell.
On Calabash Road.
Therefore, if the person who Mr. Natsume saw collapsing in front of him was in fact juror number 6, it means the defendant must have taken the long route back to his lodgings. And if that's true, then clearly, the crime scene on Briar Road where the woman was stabbed was not on his way home.
Oh my!
Ugh. You idiot! If you hadn't been so daft as to be roaming about there, we'd have been boxed this off hours ago.
Ah, really? What were you thinking wearing such a befuddling coat?
What did you say to me? Is it a
Such
crime?
coat's ugly.
Is it a crime for the elderly to walk the streets these days? Is it a crime to slip over on thin ice? Is it a crime to keep up with the latest styles and wear a beautiful green overcoat, is it?
Oh. She is pretty dang cute. My lord, I do hope it won't cause any inconvenience, but...
You'd like to change your leaning, I presume?
I do declare that I would. I should like to call for a verdict of not guilty.
Huh, I guess she's kind of like a Southern belle in that case. Like with the bonnet and everything.
She's a cutie.
Thank you. And I would too. What? Is it a crime to change your mind? Is it? Well, is it a crime to extort children for money in the street? Is it a crime?
Calm down.
Is it a crime to rob people with a knife and gun? Is it a crime to... Yes, it is a crime to do several of those things.
Santa, you're scaring the children.
Oh, right, I forgot. I'm Santa Claus. Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho.
Santa.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Natsume. Well, that summation examination is concluded with a rather large shift in opinion. Again. Man, you're really good at this.
Who saw that coming?
The eyes have 2, the nose 4. So the nose have it. Not guilty, they say. Which means we no longer have a consensus among the members of the jury. The trial will continue.
Objection!
Son of a motherfucking bitch.
Sir, calm down.
Could it seem churlish to me to drink from my hollowed chalice moments after raising an objection? Only to crush it in disgust? Pray, forgive the discourtesy. Lord Van Zeeks? It seems I must retract my earlier remark. What do you mean? I mistakenly credited these jurors with intelligence by describing them as insightful. Yet we have just witnessed them falling for a cheap trick performed by an Eastern entertainer. Yes, that's right. I'm calling the jury idiots. That's not a politically bad decision.
He's so rude.
How many cups do you have? Yeah. Eh?
Whatever do you mean?
Objection!
I haven't tricked anyone. Everything I've said is the truth. Indeed, stalwart juror number 5 was undoubtedly repairing the road as he claims. I believe you said it was a good 2 yards of pavement which you had excavated, sir? That's right. Took me the whole day and they paid me a measly tuppence for it. Now, my learned Nipponese friend, tell me, did you have any notion of the distance that 2 yards represents? Well, to be honest, I don't have a clue, no. You see, we Japanese don't really have a metric system in place. I don't actually know what we used before that. Is it...
Sorry, I have a cat crawling on my laptop.
Here comes the boy.
Here comes... He's trying to eat my headphone cord. Oh no, he's sitting on the laptop. No, Max. Oh god. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, there we go. He's gone.
Okay, good.
It's all good now. Let's go. Continue.
Susato, are you okay? Is the cat gone? Mao.
There was a cat. I didn't know what to do.
Mao.
Oh. Damn it, Susan had a drink. 2 yards is a little less than 2 meters.
How big is that in tatami mats?
Like 1 and a bit, maybe? I don't even know how big a tatami mat is, to be honest.
Less than 2 meters? That's not much at all. Also, I guess we're familiar with the imperial system. In other words, a distance readily vaulted by anyone of moderate vigor. Would you not agree, my stalwart friend? Me? I can't say you're wrong, no. What? And did you perchance erect a sign to prevent pedestrians from passing the site of your works? I wouldn't dream of it. What a waste of time. No coaches would have had hopes of passing anyway. And we just turned any gentlefolk back when they came. Kids just jump right over us all the time. The accused is no gentleman as far as I can see. I have little doubt, however, that he could spring over a 2-yard trench in his meanderings around town. Ah!
Is that true? Is it?
The incontrovertible truth is that the books just purchased by the accused were found at the scene. Why didn't he drop them when he jumped? There can be no doubt that on his way back to his lodgings, Mr. Natsume walked down Briar Road. Okay, can you please just tell us what these books are?
Please.
Crush in a single sentence! An old man. Cold man? You can talk! You say that around 5 o'clock on the day in question, you slipped and fell on Calabash Road. Pray, was there a suspicious-looking Nipponese behind you at the time? Oh, I, can't say as I remember. You don't remember?
Yeah, he knocked his head.
How about a wager, my learned friend? You say it was this old man that the accused saw, but I would lay 1,000 to 1 against you being able to prove it. Ah! Order! Order! Lord Van Zeeks, explain yourself. My lord, if you had such a trenchant argument up your sleeve, why in the world did you not proffer it during the summation examination? I wanted to give this young foreign student the sightseeing experience he had no doubt came for. I wanted him to see for himself how the opinion of the jury is so readily swayed. But my hospitality has its limits, and they have been reached, I feel.
He mad. The cape, it's gone!
So, in my learned friend, today's sightseeing tour of London is now over. What? What are you talking about?
Why are you undressing?
My lord. The prosecution requests permission to call its next witness to the stand. Granted! Bailiff, bring forth the witness! Its next witnesses?
Mr. Naruhodo, do you not remember? We've been told on several occasions that there were eyewitnesses to the incident.
Okay, they can tell us what books were there. Yes, I remember. One of them being a Scotland Yard policeman, no less.
I'm afraid there's likely to be a prosecution's next I'm afraid that's likely to...
To be.
English. I'm afraid that's likely to be the prosecution's next witness.
It's okay, Susato. Holds you.
He's having a hard time, you know. It's a new place. It's hard.
Alright, no matter who Van Zeeks brings to the stand as his witness, and no matter what they say, I'll believe in Soseki-san. I know he's innocent, and I'll keep believing to the very end, until this battle is over.
Whenever they do things like that, where it's like, I'll believe in my person no matter what, it reminds me of that case from the, I'm going to say, first game, where your client was actually not
Innocent?
guilty. Yeah, he wasn't actually innocent, but like
That was
through
okay.
a third party.
I think that was like the second game, because it turned out it was the second game and it was like the last case, because it turned out he
Yeah.
was evil and he'd hired an assassin.
Yeah.
Right, and the assassin kidnapped Maya. That's what you're thinking.
Yeah,
of.
that's the one.
Yeah. Witnesses, please state your names and occupations for the court. Okay, so here's the deal. Do you want me to voice the girl and you can voice the guy?
Oh, switching it up.
Just to be, like,
Oh.
stupid about it?
They have matching scarves. Yeah, let's do it.
Alright, cool.
Now, I'm gonna assume that the last name is just Beat.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just Beat.
Okay. Oh, Amef, you wanna voice him? Go on then.
MF, you're not even in the call.
Go on, MF. Go on.
You're not even in the call!
You can do it through spirit.
Dude, this...
Spirit. I
Yeah.
heard.
We heard you, MF.
I heard it in my heart.
We heard it in our hearts.
All right. Okay, Rolly. What am I feeling here? Constable Rolly Beat, sir. Nothing to report on the street, sir. Looks like he has sniffles a lot. Oh.
And I'm Mrs. Beat. Patricia's my name. I'm proud to say that I'm this young town's hero's wife.
Oh, they're kind of cute.
They are kind of cute. What's the story here? Well, in truth, we've not been married long. In fact, we celebrated our first anniversary only the other day.
God, why does she feel like she's the type of person to be like, the first anniversary is like the month, when it's like, no, that's not how anniversaries work.
Yeah.
It's our 3rd month anniversary. That's not an anniversary.
Oh my, you know what? No, I'm gonna give her a Valley Girl accent. That's what she needs.
Do it.
In fact, we celebrated our first anniversary only the other day.
That's perfect.
No, it was your husband I was asking about. He seems tired. Hardly surprising. Whilst being an honorable occupation, patrolling the beat is the most demanding work in the world. Oh, patrolling the beat, Patricia Beat. I get it.
I didn't know that they called it a beat.
Yeah, like a beat cop. That's why it's called a beat cop.
Ugh.
Oh, really? I'm sure I've heard that before, actually. Indeed! Apart from rare days off, our gallant officers trudge some 20 miles a day, you know. They patrol boarding houses and pubs, collect taxes, survey the streets, check that meters are reading true, and they're responsible for keeping the streets clean and extinguishing our street lights.
There are a number of items on the list that don't sound much like policing duties at all.
I wouldn't just be falling asleep on my feet if I'd have collapsed long ago. But it goes without saying that a policeman's primary duty is the apprehension of criminals. Even when he's off duty, a constable is expected to investigate and resolve any crimes on his beat. For the London Bobby is a man of honor. And a man of slumber. On the day in question, This man and his wife were walking down Briar Road in the opposite direction, and they witnessed the incident as it occurred. Is that not correct, Mr. and Mrs. Beat? That's right, sir. Isn't it, Rolly?
Oh, Constable Rolly Beat, sir. Nothing to repeat on the street, sir.
What a great witness he's going to be. Very good. I'd like to hear your formal testimonies now, please. I'm just imagining that these two are going to have a scene where she's like, come on, honey, wake up. And then he's just going to be like, who are you?
Oh, can you imagine? He doesn't even know who it is.
I'm sorry, who are you? I'm your wife, silly. I'm married.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised.
You will tell the court exactly what you saw on the afternoon of the incident.
Yes, sir.
It was our wedding anniversary, and Rolly was taking me out for a meal. There was no time to change after work. Anyway, two silhouettes appeared out of the fog on the pavement in front of us. All of a sudden, one of them just collapsed on the floor. Then the other scattered something before running off. We ran straight over, of course, and then went for help at a nearby police box. Oh my god, it was just like something out of Doctor Who. I couldn't believe it. She's not even British, she's from America, and she's just like obsessed with British culture. She thinks it's all like Harry Potter and Doctor Who.
Oh, I can see it doing that.
It was definitely that Japanese man in the dock. Rolly and I both saw him as clear as day.
That's a bit contradictory when you said you saw silhouettes in front of you.
Yeah. Well, this is extremely compelling testimony, I say. ...
Oh dear. This policeman and his wife are claiming to have positively positively identified Mr. Natsumi at the scene.
Yeah, what she said.
If their testimony is true,
It is!
then alternative course of events that you established in the summonation examination will be squashed.
Yes!
Will be quashed?
Quashed, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, what she said!
Oh my god, someone shut her up.
It's the death knell, in fact. Yeah, what he said. Okay, you can stop now. Because that alternative was never viable in the first place. What an unfortunate bechancing, and on your wedding anniversary, too. Oh, I know, but I still managed to go out for the evening with my man. I thank the Lord for that. The Lord, Doctor Who. Specifically, what's his name? David Tennant. He's my favorite one.
Oh, of course, he would be a favorite.
David Tennant is so hot. I love him. I can't believe that they removed him from the show. I stopped watching after that.
That's hitting true with a lot of people.
I'm sorry, who's Christopher Eccleston?
Christopher Eccleston was so good.
She's only ever seen David Tennant's Doctor Who.
She's seen no one else.
She's seen no other Doctor Who other than David Tennant's one because she just likes him. Yeah, that's the joke, MF. She's a fake fan.
She just likes the pretty face.
Likes the pretty face.
Gosh, the life of a London Bobby sounds very hard indeed.
Oh, it is! Shut up!
Jesus Christ.
Oh, I'm having too much fun with this character. Indeed. However, this cross-examination will be over in minutes. You may well have time to rest this afternoon. What do you mean by that? My learned friend, the witness saw the face of the man fleeing the scene. They are testifying under oath that it was without a doubt the accused, Mr. Soseki Natsume. And one of the eyewitnesses is a policeman, no less. So you appreciate the gravity of the situation, I'm sure. Ugh. Except that man's so tired his wife has to do all the talking. Enough preamble! Counsel for the defense! Commence the cross-examination, please! Yes, my lord! Okay, let me see here.
I haven't been able to pick up anything on what you said so far, so I just guess press.
Yeah, hold on one second. I'm just gonna see here. 2 silhouettes. 2 silhouettes? That's right. They were coming towards us, walking up Briar Road in the opposite direction. There was a rather plump figure, followed by a scrawny, thin-looking guy.
Does sound like the victim as pictured. Ugh. That does sound exactly like the victim as pictured in the print, and like Mr. Natsume. I wouldn't really call Natsume like scrawny. He's kind of box.
Yeah. Yes, unfortunately it does. And you're certain that at the time there was nobody else nearby. Oh yes, quite certain. It was dark, but there are streetlights on Briar Road, you see. They're just like out of Harry Potter. I cannot believe it. It was like I was standing there on set.
You're a few years too early, lady.
I was humming the theme the entire time. Susato, what's Harry Potter?
I have no idea.
There was nobody else around at all. Isn't that right, my darling?
Oh my god, she's the doctor.
The scarf makes sense.
Yeah!
Oh, yes, right. Of course, there was a lot of fog on the ground.
Oh, so I get your scarves are because of Colin Baker. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
who's Colin Baker? I don't know who that is. These scarves are from Harry Potter.
Wait,
Oh,
isn't
right.
it Tom Baker?
Tom Baker, right.
I
Colin
was gonna say,
Baker.
and I'm agreeing with Colin Baker. I'm like, yeah, Colin Baker.
Wait a minute. I
I'm
should know
sorry.
this.
I'm sorry. I don't know that much about Doctor Who. My dad's a fan, but I don't know that much, sadly.
I don't know much about the old doctors, but I know some.
Right.
Oh, I've been bitten!
The cat is back! Susato, no! Susato! Wow. Get away from Susato, you darn cat!
Sorry, I had to mute myself there for a second because he was really going for it. Oh, he's still going for it.
Okay, I'm good. But Briar Road is dead straight, and you can see a fairly long way down the pavement. And then there's the street lighting as well. I didn't see any other pedestrians.
Before sleep takes a firm hold, your answer, please, Mr. Beat. Are you quite sure what you've just said?
Yes, sir. As a copper who spends the all day every day working on the streets, I swear to it, sir.
Oh my god, his accent is just so dreamy.
Just like David Tennant.
Just like David Tennant. She only married him because of his accent. And then I just imagine Naruhodo goes, you know David Tennant is Scottish, right? I'm sorry, what?
Excuse me? What did you just say to me?
He's Scottish. Like
What? Excuse me, I can't understand what you're saying. You're speaking all your Japanese. I don't even know.
You're good. Wow, you're good at this. Do you want to voice both of these characters?
I mean, if you want me to, because you have a lot of characters to voice.
Fine, you can voice both of these characters.
I'll
Okay,
do my best.
good.
I'm just sure. Oh my god, the way he got in there close. I am sure as my love for Patricia is true. Oh, Pat.
Oh, Rowley!
They're still maintaining that there was no one else around other than the victim at the attacker. It's starting to seem like that must be how it really happened.
It's beginning to seem like there's a lot like Christmas. It's beginning to seem like there's nowhere to run.
Yeah, Christmas time is coming up, Santa says. Well, that didn't stop Mr. Natsume, did it? He fled the scene all too convincingly. Thank you! I believe we have a reasonably clear idea of the situation just before the incident now. What happened in the crucial moments that followed? Okay, let's see here. Okay. Insert over the course, and there's help with a nearby police box.
Police box? You mean the TARDIS?
Hold it!
Was it your husband who went to fetch help?
No, I went. I may not be a police officer myself, but I am the proud wife of one after all. Isn't that right, my darling?
What? Oh, yeah, that's right. I asked Mrs. Beat to go. I was off duty by that point. Bobby's never truly off duty, of course, so I felt obliged to stay and guard the scene.
Very laudable, Mr. Beat. Preserving the scene of a crime is a task of considerable importance.
That's why I sent Patricia, you see. I told her where to find the right police box.
Forgive my ignorance, but what do you mean exactly by the right police box?
Depends on the crime's location, you see, as to who deals with it. Well, the woman was stabbed wasn't actually on my beat. So I told Patricia, that's actually a real yawn there, way to the police box for the beat the incident fell under so she could go and report it.
I ran there as quickly as I could and asked for help from the Bobby on duty. I went for a Junko Enoshima voice just then. There is nothing more potent than a young couple in love working together, you know?
Yeah,
she's Junko Enoshima now.
Great. And thanks to your swift response, the case was quickly resolved. The actions of two model citizens.
Oh my gosh, thanks. Oh, please. You're making us blush, isn't he, darling? Darling! Wake up!
Yes, sir. What Patricia said, sir.
Let's move on, shall we? Okay, anything else? Two silhouettes, wedding anniversary.
So, where was the right police box, did they say?
Yeah, they didn't say anything about the right police box, no. I was one that just collapsed on the floor. Okay, let's press this.
Hold it!
Scattered something. What do you mean by that?
Oh well, I couldn't quite make out what it was at the time. But then when we got closer, we realized what it was. Didn't we, darling? Darling, wake up.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was some old books.
I see! Old books!
Yes, sir. The culprit had dropped a number of them, all around where the victim lay on the pavement.
Indeed, as clearly pictured in this photographic print. Can we please just get a name on all these books so that I can hold up the receipt as a contradiction? Please!
That rotten Japanese man did that when he did the deed.
Oh my god, he just spilled like a bunch of manga on the ground. That's not manga. Yes, it is. It came from a Japanese
I know what
guy.
manga is.
She
Who do you
just
think you are?
she just thinks that all books from Japanese people are manga.
Oh god. I hate her.
Let's not forget that it remains to be established that the defendant was indeed the attacker.
But we saw him, and it was the man in the dock without question, sir. The mustache, the hunchback, the cat-like eyes, the taut mouth, the snub nose, everything.
Huh, hold on one second.
Do we know anyone else that looks like that? He's very skinny.
Yeah, and he has a mustache, although, yeah, I don't know if it's him. Yeah,
We haven't
okay.
seen that other guy that we ran into yet, have we? Like,
No.
he was outside the house before, and he knew the Japanese man. He knew our
Soseki.
defendant.
Yeah,
but I
Soseki.
I don't know what he even looked like anymore.
Yeah, I can't remember him either. Oh well, we'll see. We might see him,
We'll
okay?
see.
Yeah. He's not on the court
Yeah.
record, that's what's important. Any more insults you want to throw in?
That's right. He looked down at that poor, defenseless woman with those terrifying, intense eyes. Oh, it reminds me of Doctor Who episode number 143.
Oh,
And
God!
then suddenly threw his books on the pavement and ran away.
I see. This is tough. It seems as though they're telling the truth here. May I remind the court that this unambiguous testimony comes from a policeman and his wife. Now please, continue.
Yes.
Okay. I guess we'll just press them on... Okay, let's just press them on the first one and then the last one.
Yeah,
'cause I
press
think...
everything.
Yeah, that's all we're gonna get.
Hold it!
No time to change after work, you say. Are you also a member of the police, Miss Beat? Mrs. Beat?
Like, oh my god, no. Oh no, sadly not. Like, it's a job for strapping young men only. Women, children, and the elderly can't even apply. Like, oh my god.
Well, I think you can probably see why children and the elderly can't do the job, can't you?
That's a bit condescending, don't you think? That's like ageist.
Oh, God.
I think Rolly looks ever so handsome in his uniform. Want to gobble him up. It sits you down at the ground, doesn't it, darling? Darling?
What? Oh, I just finished my beat. Pat and I were heading back to the station. I was actually planning on getting changed there.
Objection! Who's Pat? Oh, you mean your wife. My bad.
My beautiful wife.
Is he talking in his sleep? This is creepy.
Oh no, Rolly, I much prefer you in uniform. Sometimes I ask him to wear it to bed. Oh god, don't tell anyone though. Like, oh my god. Sometimes I don't recognize you when I see you in plain clothes.
Susato? These two creep me out.
I understand what you mean, Mr. Naruto. Oh dear, that doesn't seem healthy.
Yeah, the part about wearing it to bed?
That's a bit too much information.
Kindly adhere to the point. You're going for a meal after you finish your beat for the day, correct?
That's right, sir. Yes. Although I was fit to drop, to be honest, after spending the whole day on my feet. But policing is my life, sir. As long as I'm proud owner of this, I'll serve my city and my queen to the end.
What's that now?
My warrant card, sir. Proof that I am a London copper. It has the noble founding principles of the force written on it as a reminder to all us policemen of our sworn duty.
Sounds like evidence to me.
To patrol the streets of London town and uphold the peace of the common man.
Look, there's an icon there.
For such noble cause, I cover 20 miles, sing every single day without fail, and without grumble. Because I know that the plodding of my boots is all the Londoners need to hear to feel safe and secure.
Just give me the book. So, fighting crime doesn't appear to come into it then.
But sir, just on that one day in particular, I was looking forward to celebrating my wedding anniversary. Mrs. Beat puts up with a lot being married to a Bobby like me.
Oh, darling.
I wanted to show my dear wife how much I care.
He's got such manly eyes.
Oh, Pat.
Oh, Roly. Oh, what a charming couple. Their young love is such a joy to behold.
You just heard about her inviting him to bed wearing the uniform, Susato.
Hush, hush, Miss Naruhodo. We don't need to think about that.
If a little over the top, perhaps? And then, kindly describe what happened next.
Okay, what haven't we pressed?
I think the only thing we haven't pressed is the last one, so I guess, yeah. Maybe this is just one of those things where we have to press all of them.
Yeah.
But surely you wouldn't have been able to see his face by the light of the gas street lamps, would you?
We absolutely could. Us Londoners have exceptional eyesight, I'll have you know.
Are you sure that you're a Londoner?
To be fair, I went from somewhere completely different with her just then. Not even Junko Inoshima.
Ha!
Darling,
I'm just...
please stop.
No, Max! What are you doing? Maxwell! Susato! You're being attacked by the cat again!
He's just being, oh my god, okay, there we go. He's just doing things he shouldn't be.
Right.
The light from the street lamps was more than enough. And my husband already told you that the fog was only light, didn't he?
Ah, yes. And what of the fog? We're famous for it across the globe, I believe. But it's an absolute menace to those of us who have to live with it, of course.
Oh, it is. It is. When it's thick, you can't even see the hand at the end of your own arm. Like, OMG.
Yes, alright, I'll take your point. Now, could you stop shaking your husband about?
Constant fog makes our eyes very sharp, you see.
Yeah, I mean, you got
That's why I got such, like, glittery eyes. Can you see them? They're gorgeous.
Are you sure those aren't just contacts?
Not as gorgeous as my husband, though. Like, have you seen them? Like, oh my god. That's why we can tell you for sure and certain that it was that little Japanese man we saw. Can't we, darling?
Huh?
What? Yeah. It was the accused, and no mistake. The mustache, the hunchback, the cat-like eyes, and the taut mouth, the snub nose. Unmistakable, sir.
As far as this couple's testimony is concerned, there can't be any questions. So Seki-san they saw running away from the scene of the crime. So that's it, is it? That's their entire testimony.
What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
Well, I hate to admit it, but on hearing their testimony, it really does seem as though Mr. and Mrs. Beat saw what they saw. Mr. Natsume running away from the scene on Briar Road that day.
Yes, I feel the same.
So if that's true, where does it leave us?
Dead.
No!
No! The members of the jury are sure to call for a guilty verdict after this testimony.
Oh no! Then what do we do?
if Kazuma-san were here.
Kazuma!
What are you trying to say?
I think he would try to find a contradiction somewhere else within their testimony.
What do you mean, somewhere else?
Their statement about seeing Mr. Natsume is unequivocal. Unequivocal. Calling that into question won't help. But if you could identify some other part of their testimony which appears to contradict the facts, you might be able to discredit them, to make sure the jury doubt if the pair's memory of the day up is accurate.
Oh, right.
Sorry, I looked away for a second. Put simply, we must focus on finding this discrepancy in these statements somewhere. If we don't, I'm afraid the trial may reach an unfavorable conclusion.
Ugh, why do I always seem to be so up against it? Let's see here.
Mr. Lawyer, sir? Can I ask you something?
Oh, yes, of course. What is it?
Well, you keep asking us all these questions about everything we've told you, so... It seems like you don't believe our testimony, right? Is it? Well, out with it!
What? No. Oh, no, it's really not that at all.
My husband's a policeman, remember? I know what I saw. I remember every last detail. Everything. Oh, I know. What about the books the man dropped?
Yes.
Books.
Tell me about them.
I could tell you the names of every single one. I could. Every single one.
Thank you, for the love of God!
And you dare to question how reliable my testimony is?
I just get the feeling that Sven Seeks is hearing Ryunosuke talk about, tell me about the books! Tell me about the books! And he's just going, oh, Jesus Christ, I know where this is going.
No, it won't do at all.
I didn't say anything, but I was trying to say that will do, Mrs. Beat.
Japanese lawyer has no idea what I'm capable of.
What you're capable of? Behold,
I'm the ultimate despair.
Behold, my stand, Monokuma!
I was going to try and do a Monokuma voice, but
It's me, Monokuma!
I couldn't even think about how he sounded.
It's me, Monokuma! Oop, poop, 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 poop.
Boop, 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 boop.
She's capable of stuff.
Even if I decide to forgive him for insulting us, don't think for a minute that really will.
I really didn't mean to cause offense. Please put your husband's fist down. Those are lousy Monokuma voices. I know, MF.
That's just mean. We're trying our best.
MF, I will beat you up. I will beat you up through the internet. I'm sending bad vibes your way. Bad vibes. Perhaps you would like the opportunity to supplement your testimony, Mrs. Beat? Might that appease you?
Yeah, you fix that toupee. Oh, thank you, my lord. That'll sell things nicely. Wouldn't it, darling? Yes,
Tell me.
I said,
Yes, we know there were books dropped at the scene of the crime, as you say. Those purchased by the accused at the nearby second-hand bookshop on the day in question.
after I'd been to the police box for help,
Wait, did she say 4 books?
Did she?
If she said 4 books, then that's wrong, because there's only 3 there, right?
How did I miss her saying that?
Yeah, there's only 3 there. Hold on.
Heck? Well, I decided to have a good look over the area for good measure. I am a proud gentleman's wife.
Gentleman's wife? Whoa, I'm going full Joestar over there.
I am a proud policeman's wife, after all. I did it for Rolly.
And what was your husband doing at this time?
Sleeping like a baby. Oh, he was laying face down in the snow, getting.
Oh my god, he was fucking sleeping.
Yeah? Yeah, of course he was.
Oh, he was laying face down in the snow, getting some well-deserved rest. He works ever so hard, you know. Ever so hard, don't you, my darling?
Interesting way of guarding the scene of the crime. Well, Mrs. Beat, seeing as you've regaled this court with tales of your powers of recollection, would you be so kind as to recount the titles of the books you observed at the scene?
I'd be happy to. Now, are you all listening? Here we go. There was the pictures of Monsieur somebody or other, and what's it, yearnings. Then there was a meal for someone, and the last one was definitely the thingamies something.
Okay, so first of all, that's 4 books, not 3.
Mm-hmm.
Picture of
But I mean,
Monsieur Lecoq,
She
meal.
got them.
Yeah. But the last one is unaccounted for.
You see? ...
Yes, I see there are 1 or 2 holes in your memory.
Oh, well, they were along those lines, I'm quite sure.
There were indeed books found at the scene with titles along those lines, as you put it.
See, I told you. Well, what did I tell you? So I think it's very mean the way you've been implying that my testimony can't be trusted. Don't you agree, darling? Isn't that guy an asshole? He's got a gun!
Anyone who upsets my Patricia will have me to answer to.
Jesus Christ, dude! Put down the gun!
Oh my god, you're
What
so
the
hot.
fuck?
You're so handsome right now, husband. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't think we should tell these people about officer wife statistics anytime soon. Terrifying.
He is, isn't he? He's so terrifying.
Yes, she really is. So that's it, is it? That's their entire testimony.
What do you think, Mr. Naruto?
Well, I hate to admit it, but on hearing the testimony, it really does seem as though Mr. and Mrs. Beat saw what they saw. Mr. Natsume running away from the scene on Briar Road that day. Oh, wait a minute.
Yes. Wait, is this the same as before?
I think so.
Oh, it's probably
Yeah.
just the end of the pressing, and then we.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, this is the same thing that happened.
Okay, so
Okay,
obviously we gotta say like, hey, yo, there's only 3 books.
so... Yeah, I'm going to...
Save.
Yeah, I'm gonna save. Just to be on the safe side, because I know how these games work. Okay, and...
Yeah, that one.
Present... Okay, so do you present the crime scene photograph?
I would say the crime scene because that's what she technically saw.
Yeah, let's do that.
Objection!
Yeah, good. So, you're saying that there were 4 books?
That's right. I remember all of them. The picture of Monsieur somebody, what's it, yearnings, a meal for someone, and the thingammies something.
Of course, I can't remember all of them. I have like 100 Doctor Who episodes in my head. And all the Harry Potter books.
This reminds me of that Doctor Who episode where they're in the library. That had so many books in that episode. Like, oh my god. I
Yeah.
can name them for you if you want.
No, that's alright. I know, it's the one with the Among Us reference.
What the hell is Among Us? Is that some kind of weird alien thing? Is that another episode I don't know of? Oh, wait, in the spacesuits? Yeah. Oh, you're right. Oh my god, they were in spacesuits. They were like asking who turned out the lights. Oh, that was so scary.
Yeah, Among Us reference. For all the Zoomers out there. Anyway. Sus. I'm sorry, Miss Beat. Mrs. Beat, whatever. I don't care. But there's a fundamental flaw in that statement of yours.
Oh no! What flaw?
Simply that at the scene of the crime, there were only 3 books, not 4.
What?
Have a good look at this photographic print of the scene of the crime. As you can clearly see, there are only 3 books.
No, that can't be. I saw them. Oh, I know what it is. Yeah, you can't fool me.
Sorry?
It's that big, old lump of a dead body. That lady's so large. Her corpse is blocking the view of the 4th book, that's all.
Okay, 1, she's not dead. 2nd, you? It's kinda mean, girl.
I don't care. It's true.
Let's at least try to remember that the poor woman isn't dead, even if we're insulting her size. Yeah, thanks, Naruhodo.
It's got a good heart.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry, Mrs. Beat. But Mr. Natsume could not possibly have dropped the 4 books you describe.
Why not?
Fascinating. And from your assertive tone, something you can readily substantiate with evidence, I presume. Ah, evidence. Yes.
Now it's gonna be the receipt, because he bought 3 books.
Exactly. Counsel, you will present evidence to substantiate your claim or withdraw it. What proof do you have of the accused did not drop 4 books?
Take that!
He bought 3!
The evidence is right here, in the form of this bookshop receipt. From your books? Yes, this receipt details Mr. Natsume's purchase that day. Oh my god, he bought your books? I didn't know you owned a bookstore.
Oh, why would you want to buy your books? They're probably all dingy and stuffy.
No, never mind. But as you can see, only 3 books are listed.
I only buy manga. No!
And stop resting your hand on that Japanese sword. A katana.
Is that like a euphemism? Are you compensating for something? Disgusting.
No, she wouldn't call it a katana. She'd call it a katana. Katana.
A katana?
A katana. Yeah. Therefore, Mr. Natsume would have only dropped 3 books at the scene of the crime. Which means that your power of observation, madame, cannot be relied upon. So it cannot be denied that though you say it was the defendant you saw, you could very well be mistaken.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Objection!
Do. It's plainly evident that it is your powers of deduction that cannot be relied upon, my learned Nipponese friend. What? What cannot be denied is that these 2 witnesses saw the accused running from this scene. A fact that you know very well you have no hope of disproving. Ah! So you've striven to avert attention from that by a dint of some inconsequential discrepancies. Would that be fair? He sees right through me. But your plan has somewhat recoiled against you. What are you talking about? It's quite simple. Let me explain with a toast. To the policeman's wife and their entirely accurate testimony in every respect.
Oh my god, thanks. Oh.
You see, the matter is not up for debate. At the scene on Briar Road, a total of 4 books were most definitely found.
Objection.
Fucking told you.
But what about the photographic print? It only shows 3 books. Quite right. Only 3 can be seen in that print. That print? You mean to say...
Autopsy report. Update.
Allow me to present another. One that shows the victim's hand. I don't believe it. Wait.
Is it burnt?
Burnt like the book at the... What? Why is it burned? Is it like that... You know, how that part in the maid in the guy's house was burned?
Yeah, they set fire to stuff, didn't they?
They did. It's the 4th book. The Loin's Pride?
Lion's Pride?
The Lion's Pride, yeah.
It's hard reading upside down.
As you will observe, the 4th book was hidden from view in the original print by the victim's torso. No! No!
Suck it, bitch. Told you.
Order! Order!
There, you see? You see? Look at that. Look, look, look!
God, that voice fits too well. Yes.
It's just like I said, isn't it, my darling?
Yes, sir. Patricia's always right, sir.
Let us study the receipt for the books purchased by the accused on the day in question. Mrs. Beat, the titles once again, if you please.
Oh, of course. Oh, yes, of course. The picture of Monsieur somebody or other.
The picture of Monsieur Lecoq. Lecoq?
Lecoq.
What's it, yearnings?
Canterbury Yearnings.
A meal for someone?
A meal for Gabro, in fact. And as the court has just heard, the witness remembers the book titles flawlessly, save for a few minor details. Miss Beat's powers of recollection can only be described as exceptional.
Oh my gosh, you're too kind. Did you hear that, Rolly? The gentleman paid me a compliment.
Yes, sir. Flawless, sir. Patricia is flawless.
Ugh.
Oh my god, darling.
But there are only 3 books on the receipt, and Mrs. Beat mentioned 4.
It probably belonged to Miss Olivia. Olivia? What's her name?
Olive Green.
Ugh, Olive.
There's nothing surprising about that. Clearly the 4th book is that which is shown as the photographic print. I'm sorry, Counsel, but that does not seem odd. Why should the 4th book be omitted from the receipt? It's not odd at all, my lord. As the photograph clearly shows, the 4th book was found in the victim's clutches. In other words, it belongs to the victim. The victim was holding her own book?
I wonder, what became of that 4th book?
Obviously, it wasn't overlooked by the investigating officers at Scotland Yard. I have it here as evidence. You will submit that in aforementioned photographic print to the court, please, Counsel?
Missed the book.
My pleasure, my lord. The 2nd crime scene photograph has been entered into the court record. The 4th book has been entered into the court record. The prosecution rests. Alright, let's take a look at this evidence. Okay, anything, no prompts, no prompts.
Nothing stands out other than the
burn in the
burnt
book.
part.
Yeah.
Let's look at the book then.
Alright, let's look at the book. Let's
Cookie.
take a look. Yep.
It's very burnt. Oh, look at this. The book has been The book has been badly burnt. That's too many bees.
You're right. You'd never be able to read it in this state, especially not the latter pages.
What a terrible waste. Judging from the scorched edges of the paper, I think the damage must have occurred very recently.
A book recently damaged by fire? Why does that seem to raise a red flag with me?
No. Oh.
Is there anything else we can do with it? Can't open it? No, just the burn.
Doesn't look like it. Yeah.
Okay, well,
Let's continue.
I have nothing further to add. What? You seem surprised, my learned friend. But your resistance until now has been in vain. Entertaining, yes, but futile. The spurious longer route to the accused lodgings that you tried to establish in your summation examination, and the attempt discrediting of the witness's powers of recollection in your cross-examination. Futile? I walked right into this, didn't I?
You see? Everything we've said is true. Isn't that right, my darling?
Yes, Pat. Marry me, Pat.
We're already married, silly.
You're so silly. But yeah, I'll marry you again.
God. Let's have a second wedding in Paris.
Thank you, my love.
I hear that's where the character from Persona 5 is. Yeah, I also like Persona 5.
I'm a huge fan.
God. I'm actually trying to think of what else is in Paris, but I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Neither can I.
So, perhaps the ladies and gentlemen of the jury would like to reconsider their... Oh, no, I got it. It's just like that Disney movie, Ratatouille. Oh, Miraculous Ladybug.
Oh yeah, Miraculous Ladybug.
I am such a huge fan of Miraculous Ladybug.
Oh god, I can't even take that show seriously anymore, unfortunately.
It turned bad?
The writing's just really repetitive. And it's
Oh.
just like they'll have like a reveal episode, identity reveal episode, and then they'll take it back through time travel, and they've done it like 3 times now.
Oh, wow, dude, Jesus Christ.
And then they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna move on from the person that I love because they're clearly not interested." Then they'll go get a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and then they only go out for them for like 1 day, 1 episode, and then they end it. And it's like, what was the point of that?
Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, well, let's keep going. More Ace Attorney, folks.
I have a lot of feelings.
Fair enough. Should the court waste any more time on this Nipponese travesty? Or is the decision you have to make all too apparent already? You have heard all the witnesses and seen all of the evidence. This trial has run its course.
Mr. Naruhodo, I'm afraid we're in a terribly precarious position.
I know, but if I fight back in the wrong way now, I could very well just make matters worse. Think, Rinosuke, think! What do you do now? Well...
Well, you gotta raise an objection.
Yes, we have to.
Surely.
Objection!
I'm not done yet! No, my learned friend, it's over. That
My
last
God.
cross-examination was your final chance to establish a credible defense. And you failed.
Get a hint, dude.
The die has been cast, there is no more room for debate. Well, it might be over as you're concerned, but... Arg, I can't think of what to say.
Poor loser. If I may, Lord Van Zeeks. It seems somewhat boorish to close down a debate at this point. Oh yeah, insult him.
Your insignificant little Eastern Isle must be a lawless hole indeed. For a lowly judicial assistant to have the audacity to intervene at a moment like this.
Oh.
I am too, my shame. Still a very inexperienced lawyer. So you will have to forgive me, but I consider my assistant's advice essential, and her opinion invaluable.
Mr. Naruhodo. Are we bonding?
Yes, Susato, we are bonding. Oh my god! I, like, totally ship you two now.
Oh my
What?
god, they were roommates.
What?
Oh my god, they were roommates.
One of this land's great guiding principles is tolerance. So, the court will hear you, madame. Go ahead, Miss Susato, please. Very well. Pray, what insight can you give us? What have we all overlooked in this matter that you see fit to pursue further?
Well, the court has been presented with new evidence, but only after the last cross-examination finished.
I see. And you believe that this new evidence warrants further examination, do you?
Heck yeah, I do. Mr. Naruhodo, what do you think? It's just the possibility that this new evidence might be the decisive proof we've been waiting for. The judge is sure to ask the members of the jury to announce their learnings in a moment.
Their leanings. It's okay, Susato. ...
And, of course, he's sure to ask you to explain what the crucial piece of evidence is and why. So we must take this opportunity to examine the newly presented evidence as thoroughly as possible. We already did.
Yes, I understand. And thank you, Miss Susato. Oh my god, they're totally bonding like roommates.
Oh my god.
This is it. Susato-san has managed to win us one last chance here. I can't let it go to waste. Defense wishes to present evidence, my lord. Very well. Okay, gonna save again. Because I get the feeling that something is, gonna...
Gotta be the book. It's our new evidence.
Yeah, but I get the feeling there's gonna be a trick here. The defense may present one further piece of evidence. Evidence that apparently offers a profound insight in this case and has hitherto been overlooked.
The book.
I'm trying to think. Could it be the book? Inside of the case.
I reckon it is. Because if we're thinking of, like, we examine it and then we find the fire scorch marks, then we have to think about, well, where did the fire come from?
Yeah.
We know where our fire came from.
Yeah. The evidence in question is what we can see from the newly presented photographic... Oh, wait. Did I pick the wrong thing? Shit.
Don't know.
Oh, wait a minute. The fourth book
Oh,
found
wait,
the victim...
okay.
The fourth book found the victim's hand.
Don't interrupt me.
We have already discussed the fourth book at length. Other than it being the victim's grasp at the time of the incident, no significance has been attached to it. Pushing the matter further would be flagrant with the court's time, as you well know. Ag! Yes, I'm afraid, counsel, I must concur with the prosecution on this matter. When I afford you this opportunity, you lead the court to believe that the evidence in question contained a hit or undiscovered clue. So I must insist that you elaborate, counsel. We'll identify this clue at once. Do I make myself clear? Oh, yes, my lord. It's,
Mr. Naruhodo. I believe the prosecution is trying to avoid a thorough examination of the evidence.
You mean the fact that it's burned? The fact that we already know?
Sus. Which means you may very well be on the right track.
Sus? Oh my god, that's a Doctor Who reference!
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I think you might be right. So, Counsel, precisely where is the vital clue to this case which this fourth book conceals?
The fire!
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, we could have examined the text there, but yeah, let's fire.
Got it.
I asked the court to observe the back of the book in question. The back? What are you? Good gracious! It's been burnt to a crisp! So we have to ask ourselves, why was the victim clutching what is clearly an unreadable book? Is it undeniably an extremely unnatural thing for her to have been doing?
Objection!
Unnatural, you say? And what of it, my Nipponese friend? Oh! Were I to concede the point, if it bears no relation to the case, there is nothing to discuss. So should you wish to assert that this fire damages some veiled clue as to what happened that day? Pray, do enlighten us all. What truth does this charred book hide? A charred book? There's just one possibility here, which I can't quite bring myself to rule out. It's an outside chance, certainly, but worth a try. Alright, I'll explain my theory. Don't keep us waiting any longer then, Counsel. Explain this theory of yours. What are you suggesting that you can ascertain from the fire damage this sorry tome has suffered? Shop that sold it, its owner.
It's
Owner. Because
owner?
think about it. It has to have belonged to the Moon and the Sun girl, right?
Yeah, because they had the fire in their little
Exactly.
house.
Right.
It's got to be owner.
My lord, the burn on the back of this book reveals startling truth about the book's owner. I beg your pardon?
But we already know who the book belongs to. The victim was gripping it in her hands as she fell to the floor after all. It's obviously hers.
The question of how this book came to be in the victim's hand is yet to be answered. However, as to the question of who the book really belongs to and where it originated, the defense has very credible answers. Good gracious, how can you possibly? Very well. I'll play along with his futile attempts to delay your inevitable demise. But do remember, the members of the jury may well burn you, for your little gamble goes awry. Counsel, the defense response here is very likely to influence the final outcome of this trial. So tell the court, who do you claim is the owner of this burnt book?
Mr. Moonman.
John Garadeb. Yes.
Take that!
The music stopped.
The answer is that the book belongs to the couple who own the house where the defendant has his lodgings. A certain Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb. The landlords? And whether this is some extraordinary coincidence or some kind of fated work, I don't know, but of all the people in London, one of the 6 chosen for jury duty in this courtroom today is none other than Mrs. Garadeb herself.
Oh my goodness. Me? I think you must be mistaken, sir. I'm not Mrs. Garadeb's wife. I'm his maid.
Things would be so much easier if you would just drop the pretense. Alright then, how about a simple question for you? Have you ever seen this book in Mr. Garadeb's house?
I would never presume to know all the books he keeps, sir.
Objection!
This is outlandish behavior. This woman is the accused landlady, you say? You implicate this handiwork member of the public? You besmirch her without a shred of evidence? Your actions are unforgivable.
Objection!
This is not mere conjecture. The defense happens to know that on the day in question, at almost exactly the same time as the victim was stabbed on the pavement below, another incident was taking place in the room on the top floor of Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb's house. Good lord! What sort of incident, Counsel? A fire, my lord. Afraid to say it was. Happened in the blink of an eye, you know? The whole place filled with smoke, couldn't see a bally thing. Didn't take long for the fire to spread, of course. The bally furniture started going up as well. Worst of it is, I lost my favorite book called The Lion's Pride. Aha!
I honestly don't remember him saying that part.
Yeah, it was a while ago, unfortunately. But if we played this game sooner, we might have remembered.
We would have picked up on it.
Wah, wah. Alright, there's a bunch of lions in his house as well.
Oh yeah, because Herlock was like, "You have an exotic animal."
Right, yeah.
Oh, you idiot!
Oh, dang it, man. Ah, we missed so much in
All
this break.
coming together.
Oh, yeah, it's all coming together. The Lion's Pride? By Jove, the very same title that the subject of this debate.
Oh dear me.
Yeah, you remember, don't you? Herlock was there. He accused there of being a lion in your house.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my
That's
god,
crazy.
there are lions in London? That is so amazing.
Oh, she's crazy. I don't know what they're talking about. I'm just a maid.
Dearie, let's go on a safari.
Objection!
You're right, Pet.
This is risible. All you've told the court is that a book by the same name was involved in a fire. In which case, it would be reasonable to assume that it was burned to ashes. And entirely unreasonable to infer that it magically removed itself from the scene of the crime. Perhaps it would make more sense if I told you that the cause of the fire was marital discord.
Dun.
Without going into details, it appears that Mrs. Garadeb was considerably enraged. Apparently, she continued to attack Mr. Garadeb, even amid the flames.
Oh, how? I can't even imagine being so horrid to the one you love. Can you, Rolly?
Absolutely not, sir. My Patricia would never raise a finger against me, sir.
Had all the favorite old novels in that case. But as soon as the fire got hold of them, that was it. Whoosh, up in smoke. Then the wife started hurtling things at me.
What if she threw a knife and it went out the window?
Oh my god!
It's all just like pure coincidence.
That would be stupid, but I would love it. There I was, back up against the window, under heavy enemy fire, incendiary books and come in tens of the dozen. The man had his back up against the window, and he had burning books thrown at him? Goodness gracious, are you suggesting that the book was thrown through the window and landed coincidentally at the scene of the crime?
Objection!
No, a thorough investigation of the surrounding area was conducted the very evening of the incident, and there is no report of the Garadeb's window pane being broken. That's quite true. We also saw no sign of broken glass when we visited Garadeb's household. But is it not conceivable that the window was open at the time and not even remotely? Wow, shut up.
Jeez.
Let us not forget the season and the chilling weather that accompanies it. No Londoner would ever leave a window open in the middle of winter.
Yeah, but if there's a fire, you want to get the smoke out, you idiot.
Ah! Oh yeah, the smoke. Does the defense postulate this scenario in all seriousness, counsel? Do you earnestly claim that the book found at the scene was flaming projectile thrown by Mr. Garadeb's wife?
It's gotta be.
I believe it's a possibility, my lord. It's quite enough.
Wait, are their scarves joined?
Yeah, they are.
Well, I hope that everyone can see you for what you are now, you little foreign trickster. You call yourself a lawyer, but you're just a coward. A mean coward.
Really?
Claiming that our little tiff set the whole neighbourhood alight. Honestly.
Oh, so you admit it.
Implying that I am merely posing as a maid for appearance's sake. How could you? It's nothing to do with this beastly case. Not any of it. I'll have you done in for sullying our family's name.
Oh my god, she dresses up as a maid for her husband? That is so cute. Rolly, you should dress up as a maid for me. Okay, and we're continuing on.
Alright, my love, I'll do that for you.
Continuing on! No, I assure you that was never my intention.
Dragging upstanding citizens' names through the mud simply to divert the attention from your failing defense. Slap the guy next to her.
Oh,
I should box your ears, that's what I should do. It's utterly unforgivable.
but that hurts. Ow. Too right. Here we go. How long have we sat here now listening to this Nipponese spouting out his fancy foreign theories? But think about it. At the end of the day, the only person who could possibly have stabbed the victim is that little hunchback with the mustache. And he ran away from the scene, too.
I do declare you're right.
That's true.
Yes, what did I tell you?
Makes sense to me. Sorry? What's that? Well, it would appear that the ladies and gentlemen of the jury are once again in full agreement. What is your position, Lord Van Seeks?
Drink some wine.
In truth, my lord, I feel these have been unnecessary protracted proceedings. But then, one must always exercise patience in order to savor the best vintage. No, wait! The mystery of the fourth book still hasn't been... If books are your prediction, my learned friend, study them on your own time. I am putting my foot down. Literally. Leak
Oh my god. The sexual tension in this courtroom is so thick. Don't you think, Rolly?
Yeah, that's right, my love.
Okay. Susato, get me out of here.
Lick it.
What? No forgive the discourtesy this time? Ahem. In that case, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will now state your individual decisions regarding the defendant's culpability for the court to hear.
Guilty!
Oh, again.
Guilty. Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty!
Guilty.
Oh, again!
God damn it. Oh, ooh.
So, do we actually lose now? Thank you for
Nah,
the
someone's gonna come in.
for that
No, maybe
unambiguous...
she's gonna wake up now.
Maybe. That's twice now. It's over. Mr. Naruhodo?
I'm gonna assume that's
Susato?
Susato.
Let's see.
Mr. No, don't give up.
Huh? Miss Susato?
Have you forgotten? The battle isn't over yet.
You're not suggesting.
Of course. The defense has the right to another summonation examination at this point. You could still convince the jurors to change their minds. You have one more chance.
My lord, the defense has to exercise its right to a summation examination. Believe you still have tricks up your sleeve? I don't intend to trick anybody. I intend to uncover the truth. This is no time to be downcast. As long as there's a chance, I have to stay strong and determined.
You got this, man. You got this.
Ooh!
To be continued.
Okay then. So I'm assuming that it's getting kind of late on your end, Haley?
It is 9:45.
Yeah, if you want to stop here, that's fine by me. Because it's
Yeah,
an okay place
it's
to-
my bedtime.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Well, I say it's my bedtime, but then I won't even go to bed. I'll just lay in bed staring at my phone.
It's fine, yeah. But yeah, this was fun. This was good to be back.
Good stopping point. Good refresher. I'm excited to find out who the murderer is. Well, there's no actual murderer, but
Yeah. Next week, I am actually going to be busy next Thursday, but next Wednesday or Friday, actually, yeah, next Wednesday I should be available, actually.
yeah, well, we should be fine.
Yeah, we should be fine either way.
Yeah.
Great to be here, Haley. I'm going to end the stream now. So, thanks for coming, everyone. Hope to catch... Farewell. Oh my god, he's saying goodbye to the stream. It's just
oh
like
my
that.
God.
Just like that episode where was there an episode of Doctor Who about social media?
It probably is,
Probably,
but I
yeah.
can't think of anything right now.
Okay. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye!